Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that fam? What's going on to the Black and Gold family members in the building? Who that? Who that? Who that? Good to see the beautiful Black and Gold family members chiming in the live stream. Welcome to another episode of the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. And I like to traditionally been saying it for, I guess, 5 years now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. And we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q if you don't know. And this is the Sports Coma Live, aka the Great Saints Think Tank, man. Good to see the beautiful Black and Gold family members chiming in the live stream. Much love to you and Yearn on another episode of Saturday Saints Talk. It's another Saturday, family. Saturday Saints Talk, Black and Gold News and Notes. That's what we got for you today, family. Good to see the beautiful Black and Gold family members in the live stream. Shedrick, who that to my dog Shedrick, chiming in first in the live stream. Big ups to you, my brother Scoob, who that to you as well. Good to see Scoob in the building as well. TSC Live 138, family. We underway. Episode 539, we in full effect. Once again, who that to Dominic Evans in the building. Tramal Kellop, who that to you, Tramal. Good to see your family in the live stream as well. Torrey Shepard Sr., who that to you, Torrey. Appreciate your family joining us as well. Donovan Grayson, what up, Donovan? Big ups to your fam. Good to see you in the chat. Tro Blewett, who that to you, Tro? Good to see you in the chat. Who that to you as well? Darrell, what up, Darrell? Darrell Freeman in the building. Good to see your family. Who that to you? Much love to you for joining us. Byron, what up, Byron? Byron in the live stream as well. Good to see your family. Sufian, all the way from Paris in the building. Good to see the family. International Saints family chiming in as well today. Carlito, what up, Carlito? Saying in the building as well. Much love, fam. 985J in the building. What up, 985J? Good to see my boys streaming in as well. Let's see. Carlito says LSU's getting them top recruits. Yes. We got a tough Tiger talk that'll be coming real soon, family. We're getting all that information together. It's gonna be a pretty long show, like an hour worth of show, perhaps, something like that. We'll let you know via the community section when it's coming out. But we got a lot to talk about. We getting our team together and arranging a meeting so we can all do it. So we'll let you know. Thank you, Carlito, as well. Demetric Holmes, who that to you? Demetric's in the building. Jasper Bowden's in the building. Jasper, who that to your family? Dada, my big dog Dada in the building. Gary Caraway, what up, Gary? Who that to you? And happy 4th of July to you too, my friend. Happy 4th of July to all my great Saint Think Tank family members in the building streaming in. Happy 4th to you. I hope you guys are maxing and relaxing. I know most of you guys are full from eating all of that barbecue. I know y'all full, and to my vegan friends out there, y'all got to be full for eating that barbecue cauliflower. Oh, man. But either way, good to see either one of the family members joining the stream today as well. Stephen Owens, who that to you? Stephen, good to see you in the stream, my friend. Appreciate you for joining us today as well. Much love to the family members chiming in on this episode of Sports Coma. And we got some news we're going to talk about. Family, I'm going to share my screen with you momentarily to kind of break down some of the stuff that's going on in the nation. I got some Saints news I want to talk about with the family members, as well as some NFL news, and we're going to cover it today. And of course, a lot of questions was asked. Gundam, a good friend of mine, Gundam, who always chimes in the show, is always the one to talk about the COVID-19 stuff. Well, I got an update on that for you, family. I'll read the article, and we're going to go over it together here as well. Darrell says, I got these ribs and turkey wings on the grill, ready to hear from the think tank. Yes, baby. Let me tell you something, Darrell. Let me tell you something, baby. Man, it's a Saturday, right? The people don't have to go to no job, so they're chilling with the family members, taking all the necessary precautions. Got the food, most of the food done, chilling, cooked, kicked up. It's time for the Coma, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And I thank y'all for letting me be a part of that, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate the great Saint Think Tank for allowing me to be a part of your 4th of July, man, and be a part of your regular family festivities, man. I really do appreciate that, seriously, man, for being a part of that. Means a lot. Byron says happy 4th of July. Had plenty of good stuffs and drink. Oh yeah, family. We plenty of good stuff, man. And it's kind of rainy right now, but hey, man, it's all right. As long as we here talking Saints, we're gonna be all right, All right, family. Die-hard Saints fan. What up, Die-hard? Good to see you, fam. Say, sup, Q? I can't watch, but I'm listening at you, so I'm at work. Thank you, family. I'm sorry you at work, family, but at least you're getting overtime, perhaps some holiday pay. But thank you for listening, Die-hard Saints. Thank you, man. Scoob, my dog Scoob says, Big Q, I'm going to be in and out watching my grandson, and I'm solo with it. I feel you, Scoob. It's all good, family. Thank you for joining us nonetheless, friend. There I say, it's time, Big Q. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you, family. Please hit the like button, family, upon entering the live stream. Hit the like button as we proceed. Now, the first and foremost thing, family, I'm going to share my screen with you in just a second, and we're going to go over some news that just that's over the wire. That was released at 11:59 a few hours ago. This news came from the NFL. They kind of snuck in the COVID procedures. We're gonna go over it momentarily. So, all right, let's go open it up right now and go right into it. And as you can see it, NFL sends C-19 protocols for camp preseason to clubs. Now, it's kind of weird that they decided to do it, but they snuck it in on 4th of July, right? Look what time they put it in. This is the time when they snuck it in. They could have released this Monday, probably made a bigger deal, but I guess they snuck it under the radar. Know everybody chilling. 11:59 a.m. They stuck it in on this. The NFL sends COVID-19 protocols for camp and preseason to clubs. Okay, here we're going to go over the article right here. It says C-19 protocols for 2020 training camp and preseason, including the handling of individuals exposed to someone who has tested positive for the C-19 were sent by NFL clubs on Friday night. NFL team reported Saturday morning. Okay, and as you can tell, this is what the reporter is sending in, and it looks pretty detailed. Let me see if I can click into it. And it takes us to Twitter. I don't know if you guys going to be able to see it as good as I can see it. Let me see if I can kind of open it up. Okay, if that is probably any better for you guys. Let me see if I can move it up a bit. It's let me see here. They said this is not the entire list here, but let's go back to the article here. All right, it says let's start it off here. It says, if there has been close contact exposure to a symptomatic or C19 positive individual, a PCR virus test is needed as soon as possible with isolation until results are available. Should the test come back negative and close contact remains asymptomatic, a return to the club, a facility is permitted following increased system monitoring and regular testing going forward. If the virus test is positive, there are different protocols if an individual is symptomatic or has no symptoms, though each requires substantial time away from the team facility and medical approval to return. Other aspects pointed out by Pelissero or the NFL Player Associated protocols say teams may not require players to stay in team hotel during the training camp. In addition, enforcement and discipline are a part of the protocols, including that should a club employee or other member of the club staff knowingly and materially fail to follow these protocols, they will be subject to discipline. Another major change will be myriad alterations. It will be a myriad of alterations to media access, including no in-person interviews until further notice. Okay, now that's big. They mentioned it. Another major change will be no in-person interviews until further notice. The NFL player membership voted on a conference call earlier this week in favor of not playing any preseason games ahead of the 2020 season. That's also interesting. NFL, let's do that one again. The NFL membership voted on conference call earlier this week in favor of not playing any preseason games ahead of the 2020 season. The NFL's network's Gruffalo reported Friday training camps are set to commence in July the 1st. So as you can see, some of these things are open. As you can see here, it says mitigation and treatment rubric for exposures to C19 positive individual, close contact exposures to symptomatic or COVID-19 or C19 positive individual. Says they have to do a PCR virus test as soon as possible and isolate until results are available. And then it splinters in two parts. It says if virus test is negative and close contact remains asymptomatic, close contact may return to club facility subject to the following: increased symptom monitoring, daily PCR virus testing, days 1 through 8, and then regular testing schedule thereafter. The other door was if the test was positive, then individual has no symptoms, no return until number 1, 10 days have passed since initial positive test, or 2, 5 days have passed since initial positive test, and 2 consecutive negative PCR tests separated by 24 hours, and then return approved by club physician after consultation with ICS, and then it goes into the second room, which is if it's asymptomatic, no return until at least 10 days after have passed since first C19 symptoms appeared, unless 72 hours have passed since symptoms have last occurred, return approved by physician after consultation with ICS and NFL chief medical officer. Local regulation and requirements are satisfied, then and that's some of them. Of course, you look over here, it says low or medium risk exposure to symptomatic C19 positive individual, monitor for symptoms and testing, normal testing cadence as defined in screening and testing protocols. So all of these protocols were sent out to the league, and then of course tweeted out to the rest of the people, posted on the NFL Network as of today at 11:59 a.m. So for those who are questioning about the procedures, this is what Malcolm Jenkins was yelling about. If most of the family members remember, this was the stuff that Malcolm Jenkins was talking about some time ago, which was, what did we do, this, that, and the third, what was the protocols and all this. Now we don't anticipate this this portion is just a small percentage of things that's ongoing. Of course, things are going to continue to move forward and as time move on. So we're going to continue to see things move forward with this information. That's like this. But this is some of the stuff Jenkins was talking about. What do we do, this, that, and the third, and all this kind of stuff. Well, this is a small, brief portion of information on it, and I hope that enlightens some. Still a couple of questions, but if somebody's found to have it, then that's the procedure to kind of isolate them and steadily test them until it's gone away. Then they must be seen by approved by the club physician or the whatever team's physician, and then they'll be in consultation with the chief medical officer of the entire NFL, and then in combination with governmental people as well. So it will keep an eye out, and this is just more of the same in this new world we're moving in. Okay, now to some football news. Let's head into this. Also an NFL.com article. Saints expect more from defensive end Marcus Davenport in his third season. That's saying a mouthful and very obvious, isn't it? Let's take a look at it. In 2018, Saints sold a proverbial farm to snag raw but talented Marcus Davenport. Injuries, however, have curtailed the defensive end from living up to promise so far. A turf toe injury regulated him to just 13 games. He had 4.5 sacks during his rookie season. Last year, the pass rusher started 13 games, tallied 6 sacks. While he started slow, the young rusher began to come on strong. In weeks 12 and 13 against division foes Carolina and Atlanta, he compiled 3 sacks, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and 2 fumbles forced. Then, as luck would have it, he suffered, I don't know how that's lucky, but okay. He suffered a week 14 Lancefrac injury that ended his season. Heading into year 3, the Saints expect the young edge rusher to be back at full force and improve in 2020. Quote, he definitely has, and let me kind of highlight this. He definitely has room to get better, and there's the potential and growth is there. Starting defensive line, Saints defensive lineman Ryan Isom via the Picayune. He says, I think he made a big step last season. There are some games where he was playing lights out. Talking to him, I think his confidence is better this offseason. He's better. He's working hard, and I know he had a couple of injuries, but he put the work in. Nilsson also noted that if healthy and motivated, Davenport owns the talent to be a disruptive difference maker on the Deep Saints defense. And of course, another thing that was saying is every time I talk to him, he's saying all the right things. He's doing the right things. Neeson said, it's year 3. Yep, we expect more from him as we do with everyone else. I'm excited to start working with Marcus, but there is some growth and there are some things that we've got to do a little bit better, and we'll work on that. Of course, we also realize that Davenport is in his third year, the first 2 injury-prone years, and I know people start to lose their confidence with players when they get into that third year. Look at Tre'Quan Smith, for instance. A healthy Davenport would make the Saints' already stellar defense even more scary good with perennial powerhouse Cameron Jordan and him coming off the edge. One will be single blocked each drop back. Trey Hendrickson is a stellar third rusher. If Rankins returns healthy, he will team with Onyemata in the middle to form a stout front up front. Linebacker Demario Davis, an underrated speeding bullet who patrols the entire gridiron. 3rd round pick Zach Bourne can upgrade the linebacker crew and owns the ability to rush the passer when asked. The secondary also boosts Lattimore Jenkins on outside with safeties Jenkins and Williams. On paper, the Saints own the best roster in the NFL, and the defense would be that much better if Davenport returns healthy, if he can replicate the impact he had in the final 2 games of 2019. New Orleans will finally have the matching bull opposite of Jordan for which it has been so desperately searching. And this guy is absolutely right on this so desperately searching aspect of it. Saints have been looking for somebody next to Cam for a very long time. They tried it with Okafor. They tried it with several people, and it just didn't work. Some people believe, and I asked this question in the previous show, about what they thought about the most effective or the best edge rusher or defensive end complement that Cam had since he was a Saint. There was yells of Charles Grant. There was yells of Junior Gillette. There were yells of Bobby McCray. There were yells of Glenn Foster. There were a lot of yelling of different team of players' names. But the mere fact that we can't come up with a really serious candidate, say, well, without a doubt, Q is this guy. You can make a case for either one of those men. But that just goes to show you the revolving door of opposite edge rusher to Cam Jordan, and he still was able to amass so many sacks to get to 2nd all-time on the Saints list, despite the the incompleteness or the ineptness of the Saints to find a bookend opposite of him. Just imagine what his career could have been so far if he would have had a total complement similar to what Everson Griffin had with Danielle Hunter all those years. When Danielle Hunter finally stepped up and did what he do. Just imagine that. But much love to Cam and the rest, but definitely Davenport definitely needs to step up this year. People start losing patience with these players, man, after the third year. You gave up 2 first-round draft picks. He definitely feeling the heat. He got to. All right, let's move on to another story that was actually pretty funny. We're going to the next one, which is a story. I know most of you guys probably heard this story, that the 49ers troll Saints while reminding fans to wear face masks. Okay, did anybody see this article? It was posted on the WhoDatDaily.com. And this article showed that despite spending some time as a division foes before the NFL realigned the NFC West, the San Francisco 49ers and Saints aren't exactly rivals. I disagree, man. The 49ers was a Saint rival back in the old NFC West days, and that still remained. You can still feel the tension when these two teams match up against each other. You still feel the tension. Every time they play, it's a knockdown, drag-out battle. Now, a few more games like the Week 14 nail-biter last season could change that. Whoever is running the 49ers social media account might want to ignite something. Judging by the impressive, clever tweet on Thursday, the post was meant to remind fans to wear masks during the C-19 pandemic, which threatens the 2020 NFL season and sports in general. An individual did so while taking a shot at the Saints. And of course, this is the caption that says, "Be a Saint, grab a mask," which is actually pretty clever if you're a 49er fan, but not too clever if you're Saints. As you can see, this moron Marcus Williams just grabbing the man face mask and I don't know what he was trying to do, man. And this is one of these boneheaded plays that I think about when I think about Marcus Williams. Look at this. Why are you doing that? Look, he for 10 yards, for 10 to 15 yards, he held on to that man's face. And I'm kind of moving beyond the little thing there, but that's what kind of shit I'm talking about with Marcus Williams that upsets me. What was you thinking, bro? Now you might have gotten a hold of it and said, "Oh, I got his face. Let me kind of take my hand. Look at this idiot. Look at him," to the point where the man's head down, forcing the referee, because at first the ref didn't call it. Then he held on for 10, 15 yards on this man's face mask. And you got his face mask and you still didn't bring him down. That's the cold part about it. Anyway, I'm going to just get on off of that, Max. It's going to make me upset. But that's the little shot at the Saints. As you can see, slow to spread, wear a mask, be a Saint, grab a mask like Marcus Williams. This type of stuff here. This type of stuff. By the way, that put that on top of the penalty, put them in field goal range, and they have one of the best kickers in the game. Easily kicked the winning field goal to beat the Saints. Thanks, Marcus. Appreciate it much. Anyway, let's move on to the final story here. NFL power rankings, and we're gonna look at these power rankings right here and go over them and basically break them down. The 20 NFL power rankings, the Saints remain the best in the NFC. Now, of course, it's just these people's opinions, but let's go over. If you have enjoyed as much success in New Orleans in the recent years, as least in the regular season, the Saints have won 13 games back-to-back campaigns, first time in franchise history, setting up a 2020 to be the year when they finally carry over winning ways into the playoffs, hopefully. While the team does have some flaws for the wins, Steve Reeves finally expects them to make a deep push in this year. He ranked New Orleans the third best in his updated NFL power rankings. He says that the Saints, let me highlight this. He says that the Saints have the deepest roster in the NFL. There isn't really a weakness on the depth chart. Drew is older and his arm isn't as strong as it once was, but until the precision starts to go, he'll continue to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. The defense looked better on paper after Malcolm Jenkins signing tied the secondary together. Injuries and a reversal of turnover luck are the only way this team isn't at the top of the NFC standings come December. Ruiz used a few key stats to inform his analysis, pointing out that the Saints ranked second best in turnover margin while leading the NFL in fumbles recovered last year, which aren't assured things to repeat in 2020. Turnovers are a highly variant stat, especially on defense, so it's possible the Saints won't have as many breaks to go their way as many as interceptions from Jameis, who was picked off 4 times in one game by the Saints defenders. That's true. But the reality is turnovers, they'll come. But, the thing is, they just won't come unless you put pressure. Pressure forces a lot of stuff to tear up. Remember, you ever heard that old saying, pressure bursts pipes? And many rappers made songs about it. But it's true. Pressure and stress will tear you up. Pressure will tear you up. And what's pressure mean for a football team? Pressure for a football team, defensively speaking, is to get the pressure or the edge rushers in position, or linebackers or safeties, whoever you're going to send, to knock the quarterback around and disrupt them, make him uncomfortable back there, put pressure on him. When you do that, it raises the odds of interceptions coming. It raises the odds of turnovers happening. When you disrupt and knock a quarterback off his rhythm, it definitely aids into the paradigm of turnovers happening, especially if you're sacking them a lot, you're knocking them around, you're beating them up, you getting to him before he can properly get his throwing motion together, knocking the ball off of him. Stuff like that usually causes problems for an offense. So that's pretty good. Let's move. Additionally, the Saints largely enjoyed good health last year, while starters Drew Brees, Andrews Pete, Marcus Davenport, Sheldon Rankins, Kiko Alonso, Alex Anzalone were in and out of the lineup with injuries. The depth chart wasn't struck hard from top to bottom, or at least the extent of some teams. Pro Football Outsiders gauge the Saints of having the 8th fewest adjusted games lost to injuries in 2019, which is a pretty good stat. That's a trend that could definitely swing the other way at a moment's notice. And remember, that is also the thing is, you're going to lose people. Not everybody's going to start week 1 and finish all the way at the end of the season into the Super Bowl. This is a very physical sport, and things happen. And just in case that happened, you have to be you got to be depth up across the board. And the Saints have learned that really well over the last couple of years, especially last year when they lost Drew Brees. We thought that they could not afford to lose to keep winning games. The weirdest thing is they lost Drew Brees for 5 games and went 5-0 without him. Nobody would have guessed that would have happened. Even though when Drew went down, after that, we went into a prediction to say, okay, if he's going to be out for 5 weeks, we know he was going to be out for 4 or 5 weeks. What would Teddy Bridgewater's mark be? Well, guess what? We figured out he'll out of the 5 games, he'll probably go for, we think at 4-1 or 3-2. Nobody said 5-0. Nobody. But that's what happened. So hopefully the trend continues moving forward, man. And it's just so much depth here. It's ridiculous. But for now, the Saints are a great spot to get the pace for the NFC. They've ranked ahead of the 49ers, who Reeves noted experience even more lucky breaks than the Saints and many other teams around the league, and other contender in the conference trailing only 2 other squads. And they both play in AFC, while the Saints will host Mahomes and the Chiefs late down the stretch. The only way they'll see Lamar is in the Baltimore Ravens. If both teams reach the Super Bowl, that just might be in the cards. Could be. There's a tough battle between Baltimore and Kansas City that I would love to see. Those 2 teams will pit it out against each other. You'll have a more experienced Mahomes, a more experienced Lamar there as well. They'll battle it out in the AFC. The Saints still have the 49ers and other people they have to contend with. We look past the Minnesota Vikings, but the Minnesota Vikings been running you out of the playoffs. You can't look past the Vikings. You got to take care of business against them stinking Vikings. You got to. Anyway, family, that's some of the news items we posted. I'm going to reverse and go over NFL 20. NFL Power Rankings 2020. The Saints remain at the top. Then you look, of course, at this. 49ers troll the Saints with the face mask situation. I thought that was kind of really funny in a reverse way, but sad at the same time to see Marcus Williams grab the man face mask and still couldn't pull him. They couldn't. What you doing? You just along for the ride. What are you doing? What is this? What are you doing? What are you trying to tackle him around his shoulders for? See, this was what I'm talking about. Look at this. Why are you doing that? Why? You holding on for dear life. Then you look, he tries to tackle him around his shoulders. You can't tackle a big guy like Kittle's around his shoulder. You got to go low and take him out. See, I can't watch this. because it'll start me tearing his ass up. Okay, the Saints expect more from defensive end Marcus Davenport in his third season. We know that's definitely a certainty because people lose patience after the third year. And of course, the NFL sends out the C-19 protocols for the camp. We went over them as well. So we're going to bounce back into the live chat, and I'm going to talk to some of the family members and see what's going on with the family out there as well. I think we're experiencing a few issues Wi-Fi wise, family, so just be patient with us if you see anything going on. All right, let's keep it going, family. Good to see some of the family members in the chat as well. Much love to the beautiful Black and Gold family members chiming in the stream as well. Let me see who that to the family members chiming in. Good to see you. Let's see who we got there. Joe Gidry. What up, Joe? Good to see you in the chat. Who that to you, fam? Iceman. Who that to you, Iceman? He said, Lord have mercy, didn't see Sean Payton get Corona. Riddick, who that to you, Riddick? Good to see you, family. Much love to you. Appreciate you joining us a lot at the live stream today. Kelly, who that to you, Kelly? Good to see you, fam. Big ups to you, Kelly. Much love to you. You're joining us here at the live stream. Iceman says, let's see what else he say. Iceman says, we played a dangerous game. What if Drew got it? How long would he'll have to be out? I mean, it's what it is, bro. You know, and you got to remember, a lot of these players could opt not to play either. That's not been pushed either. But the NFL and the Players Association they'll have these health concerns that Jenkins is going to raise. And just like Crass said on last show, that he represent a contingent of the safety aspect of the players, and he's going to raise that. Now, if that's the case, if he feels, and I talked about this several shows ago, the last several shows, is that if Jenkins, he came out and spoke about football as being non-essential. If Jenkins really believes, Malcolm Jenkins, believes that football is non-essential and he doesn't feel safe doing it, he can, in the NFL Players Association, can back out of it. I'm telling you, they won't be forced to play. They haven't really said that yet, but that is coming, just like some of these C-19 protocols was released. Get ready to see more of this happen. You're still a good distance away from the actual season start, but you'll start seeing this stuff roll out right now, like you're seeing those protocols rolled out too. So it's just more of the same. So you'll see Jenkins and the rest of them. If he really feels that way, he says, you know what, I don't feel like I'm safe. It's safe enough, and I ain't gonna play. That puts the Saints in a bind, and I don't mean to say, you know, a bind insofar as who do you have behind Jenkins? Perhaps Swearinger. Now, DJ Swearinger, a lot of people might not know, but DJ Swearinger has been working his ass off in working out. So it's good to see Swearinger. He out there doing his thug thing. He out there working out in full effect. So if Malcolm Jenkins does say no mas and he doesn't want to play because he doesn't feel safe, which is his prerogative, that doesn't put the Saints defense, because they were counting on Malcolm Jenkins to provide that veteran aspect back there. But if he doesn't play because he feels that way, then what are you looking at? And that's a portion of the game. So, you know, you got to look at Swearinger as an option, to be honest with you, as he worked. Now, let me share my screen with the family members and show you what old Swearinger been up to. This is some video right here. Swearinger doing some things right here, working out. You can see Swearinger there. So, I mean, it's just more of the same, man, working out hard, trying to stay ahead of the game. Just in case something were to occur, the Saints do have a fallback option. And I think Swearinger would be a good addition if such a thing occurred. So just addressing that. Thank you. All right, Darrell says Marcus just got to stay healthy. Derek, who that to you, Derek? He said, did I miss anything? I just repeated went over it. I hope you caught just some of that. Joe Wiley, who that to you, Joe? Good to see you. Thank you. And welcome to the chat, fam. Derek says, who that to everybody, pretty much. Jason King, who that to you, Jason? Good to see you in the live chat as well. Derek says the play just took a number to every one other boneheaded play he made. I know, bro. I know. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? What possession? First of all, you're violating the rule. You grabbed his face mask. Then you grab him, and then you stumbling and bumbling while you're holding his mask. He's still progressing downfield, stumbling and bumbling. Then he begins, while he has his face mask, to try to take this hand and cycle back and grab. What are you doing? And grab his shoulder pads? I mean, Who teaches this guy how to tackle? You know, I mean, you've been in the league for 2 years. You're a safety. You trying to tackle Kittles around his shoulders? That's the wrong thing to do. To take on a physical big tight end like Kittles, you try to tackle him around his shoulder pads. How silly and stupid is that? But not one time using that master, he did not work himself around his waist to his legs to grapple him and bring him down. A lot of questions behind that guy, because if you do stuff like that, why would I not think that there is a 2 or 3 other plays that do we see any more stupid plays for Marcus Williams coming in the future? If you know, I would have to say so. And I thought it couldn't get any worse than the Minnesota game against the Minnesota Miracle, when he just put his head down and threw himself just willy-nilly against his own player. You look at the footage, he didn't even look at what he was hitting. And he does that from time to time, where he lowers his head and launches himself blindly at people. I'm sorry to get upset about it, but it just pisses me off anytime I see something stupid like that. That is not the way. And this guy is your safety, meaning he's a safety, your last line of defense. That guy I just showed you. Let me share my screen again for those who didn't see that story. That the 49ers is even much picking at you, talking about wearing a mask. They drug this out of they, you know what? Look at this. Look at this. What are you doing, bro? Look at this. Want me to run it back? Look. He got that. Okay, my bad. I mean, he riding it the whole way. What are you doing? Look, and then he tried to grab his shoulder. What are you doing? And then the man's still moving. He's still moving. What are you doing? What is this? What are you doing? I'm just trying to hold him up so somebody can help. Yeah, but by the time you do that, you add 15 on top of it. This makes no sense, man. This makes no sense. Look at the faces of the coaching and the players. Look at it. They see him doing it. Look. Nobody excited. They see him. Look, the coach like, man, look at this dude. This dude put his hands up like, man, what are you doing? Look, this guy. Let me run it back. Look at this dude here. Look at this dude. Man, what is you doing, man? I just don't get it. I don't understand even if you made a mistake and grabbed it here, why are you still holding it there? What is the purpose of that? And then you try to reach around and grab his shoulder, and then you act as a doorstop from here on out, and still he marching your ass up the field. I just don't understand. I'm gonna get off of it. When I asked that's the same question I asked myself. I don't understand. What was that about? Why? Why are you doing that? Why? That guy is our safety now. That's our safety. Your last line of defense is that guy. I'm gonna leave it alone, fam. I'm gonna leave it alone. They say, well, he gonna get over it cute, just like he got over the Minnesota Miracle and various other whiffery that he's known to do, where he'll put his head down, his eyes closed, and launch himself at people's ankles, take the most poorish and stupid of angles you could possibly take, and didn't really hesitate to blow people up when he gets the opportunity to. There were several quarterbacks that he played that he can literally have decimated on the goal line. You know what he did? Whipped at him. I mean, I just don't understand, man. I don't want you on this team if you ain't got no heart, bro. We don't want heartless players or you know, I ain't gonna say heartless players or but even dumb players. And they got a lot of dumb players in this league, you know. But I would even take a dumb player over a heartless player. And I'm not saying this kid is dumb or heartless, but I'm saying I'm about to say something. What are you learning that you repetitively and just ridiculously keep taking poor routes, whiffing all over the goddamn place? I just don't understand. I don't get it, man. I'm sorry, I don't. Excuse me. All right, who that to the Black and Gold family members? Jason said I still want Griffin over Clowny. I got you, family. You think Clowny will whiff on somebody? Clowny ain't whiffing nothing. Neither is Griffin. There's no whiffery in Griffin or Clowny. Pelicans, who that to you? Pelicans, Nola, good to see you in the family. Derek says like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share on all platforms with the family and friends. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate you. And all the family members out there, please feel free as well to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you aren't a subscriber. All right, let's keep going. Braylon, who that to you, Braden? Braden Long says they better take all his money if he doesn't play. That's right. He's speaking in terms of Malcolm Jenkins. I'm pretty sure that would probably be a thing, but remember that could happen. You could, and that's a factor in this too. You could lose several players, several dozen players to this if they don't feel like it's safe to play. They'll have the option whether or not to go or not. They won't force them to play football. It has to be a choice. But this has to be factored in as well. I seen an article that said if, who's the best backups in the case your quarterback gets the C19. I was like, man, that's a stupid article. Who would dare say such a dumbass thing? But I thought about saying that's not so stupid after all. If your quarterback got it, who would be the guy behind him to fix it up? We'll see. And that article put Jameis Winston at the top of the list. So we looking at injuries, but that can also mean losses, losing people due to whatever this stuff is out here. Who that to you, Crass? Thank you for your super chat, family. Much love to you. Happy 4th to you, my friend. Happy 4th of July, Big Q and the Saints family. Thank you too, family. Hope you're eating something good and drinking something good and having fun out there in California. Who that to you, fam? Okay, let's keep it going. Travis, what up, Travis? Travis Davis says good chance the season start on time. Thank you to try to start. That's the NFL's pushing. Jasper says it's funny we beat the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl and we haven't beat them since. Wow, huh? Isn't that something else? I know. Troll said woosah, Big Q. I mean, how could you woosah after seeing that, bro? Now I've been got over it, but that's just terrible, man. I can't woosah over that, bro. I hear you, Tro. I can't woosah after watching something as stupid as that, man. Dada says thanks for the Tro. We feel you, fam. Jay said, hey Q, what's the Rev think of Marcus? What the Reverend think? Oh man, I don't know if y'all want the Reverend to talk on Marcus Williams. He said Marcus Williams need Jesus. That's what he'll tell you. He said Marcus Williams need Jesus. Okay, let's keep it going, man. Let's see. No one to blame in this play is CGI. Let's see. Sufine says move on. No more. He says no one stop Kittles in the league. The one to blame is CGI. I disagree, bro. I disagree, Sufine. I disagree wholeheartedly with that one because you could have done you tackle, you can stop any player is not unstoppable. That's not true. They got people way bigger and stronger than Kittles is. And really Kittles just came on the scene like that the last 2 years. Prior to that, you had other guys that was been doing it at the tight end position. That was a lot more capable and still to this day are still better than what Kittles is. The reality is every player out there can be brought down and stopped. That's what tackling fundamentals is about. That's what knowing how to tackle people is about. We don't tackle, and you know that you don't tackle big, strong players around their shoulders, man. That's poor tackling technique. That's what I'm exhibiting. That's what I was showing on the video and showing you by him grabbing his face mask was stupid, number one, because you're not supposed to do that. And then holding on to it for over 10 yards, that was even dumber. And then the fact you try to tackle him around the shoulder pad, which showed me there's something wrong up top. You're not supposed to do that. You tackle big ass guys. Listen to somebody, man. I played linebacker, man. I know how to tackle big ass people. And when I played, they always had people bigger than me. But I knew how to get their asses on that ground though. You got to know how to tackle big people, and you don't tackle big people around their shoulders, fam. You tackle them low. And that's what I was exhibiting, showing. It really didn't turn into that. I was looking at the story as a funny thing that the 49ers did to kind of stick at us for wearing masks. But when I seen that picture, that just reopened old wounds that, as you can see, hasn't totally healed. I'm still upset about that, man. But as far as CGI, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson did miss the tackle that then Kittles then spread out and went up the field. But that's still not just on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You have to tackle big players down around their legs to bring big ass guys like that down. You have to. You can't do that. All right, let's move forward. David Flores says Saints have trouble with 49ers a lot. They most certainly do. Derek says it makes absolutely no sense. The stuff Marcus does, all the talent the kid has, he needs to get it together. Watch he go somewhere else and become a Pro Bowler. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it spans out, bro. We still have this is his last year as well. This is Marcus Williams' last year. We don't talk about Traquan Smith and other guys, Alex Anzalone and people, but Marcus Williams, this is his last year on his contract. This is a contract year for Marcus Williams, and he is talented. But man, where is all the stuff when you need it? It's just situation after situation where just the most photogenic crap that you can imagine attaches itself to him. You know, Toby, who that to you, Toby? Good to see you. Okula, who that to you, Okula? Sufyan says no one's giving money to Clowny as he's injury prone. I was looking that up, Sufyan, and about Clowny. And the thing about Clowny is there are people issuing the money. The Cleveland Browns told him that they would give him $15 million for 1 year. Cleveland wants him. He just doesn't want them. Seattle's interested in Clowny as well. Dallas, I don't know what Dallas' interest is, but there's rumors that they are showing interest in Clowny as well as Jamal Adams. So how are you going to pull that off? How are you going to trade for Jamal Adams, then pay him and then pay Clowny? Something not going to go here. So, I mean, you know, you see what I'm saying? So I don't think it, but there is one team that wants to give him that money, and that is the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns said that, what was that, 3 or 4 days ago, several days ago, they said, we'll give you $15 million for 1 year. Cleveland wants to pay him. You know, he doesn't want to play up there. He wants to come down south somewhere. But he's not going to get $15 million, you know. He's not going to get $15 million from the Saints. Ain't no way in the world that's going to happen. We're not going to give you no $15 million to be a second edge rusher to Cam Jordan. There's no way that's not going to happen. He's going to have to adjust that. He says, I agree with Michael Detillier saying there's no market for Clowny. Detillier is, I don't know if I agree with him on that. And I like Mike Detillier, but he ain't the end all be all. I'm telling you that if you go reach it up, there is a market for Clowny. And there is always a market for an edge rusher. Right now, we might be a little stagnant right now because of the league rules and people meeting and all that kind of stuff might be slowing a lot of this stuff down. But if a team is interested in a player, they can actually get that player. They may be able to talk to that player virtually and maybe make an arrangement with a doctor or what have you. But there are ways that these people can get together. But when you're talking edge rushers, there's always a market for edge rushers. Even though there's several on the market right now, that doesn't mean that they won't be signed by the time the season gets started. You're going to see some of these guys fall right in line when the season starts getting close, because you're going to see some guys bow out because of the C-19 stuff. You're going to see some injuries occur because the NFL Players Association doesn't want to play any preseason games. The league wants steal some revenue from the preseason. Well, guess what happens then? When you have no contact, and then when people start having contact, there are going to be injuries occurring. And when that occurs, then you're going to start seeing a lot of these people still sitting on the free agency start falling one at a time, coming right to teams one at a time. It happens every year. Thank you for that. But yeah, I heard what Detillier said. Like I said, if he's an edge rusher, there's always a market for the edge rushers, man. And they riding off the fact that Clowny had 3 sacks last year, but they always say that shit, but they never talk about the 2 prior years when he had double-digit sack years, when he put up 9 sacks each year. So come on, you're going to talk about the 3, talk about the 9. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, he had his injury history issues when he first started. But if you look at his sheet, his statistical sheet over the years, he was able to put together some fine seasons, including up to several seasons ago when he had 2 back-to-back 9 sack seasons with the Texans. He had the sign with Seahawks. He had 3 sacks. He got hurt in that game. But prior to that, he had several seasons of playing straight up. So I'm like, I don't understand why when people mention 3, they don't talk about the 2 previous years with 9. I don't get that part. I don't understand. And it's not like if there is he is a luxury item. Ain't no doubt about that. He's a luxury for the Saints to have. But is it a necessary luxury? Is it necessary? You know you need an edge rusher outside of Cam. You've been dealing with that for years. This poor guy here, Davenport, hadn't been healthy, and Trey Hendrickson has been unhealthy as well. So you have your 2 first-round draft pick defensive end who has not been healthy, and then his backup who's not been healthy. Now you counting on guys like Carl Granderson, you don't know what you're going to get out of Carl Granderson. You don't know what you're going to get out of most of these other unproven commodities that's backing them up. But you know you've had Trey Hendrickson, and Trey Hendrickson has not been healthy. He's been more hurt than Davenport has, and he hasn't played that much. So I'm like, sooner or later, we're going to have to do something. Now, we can bring in any old end. We brought in Marcus Hunt, who is a decent role-playing defensive end / defensive tackle. But will he really be a pressure guy? You need guys that keep the pressure on. You know, look what happened last year with the Saints when Davenport went down. What happened to Cam? They just double Cam. Saints couldn't do nothing on the other side. There was no pressure from that other side. There was nothing. You cannot go on like that. You cannot win games without putting pressure consistently and competitively on your opponent. You got to have that. And that's why the Saints are looking at Clowny, because they realized, just like we realized before they realized it, when they were reinforcing the backups underneath Davenport. It's like, hold on here. They signed Bourne, they brought Shaquille in, they did Marcus Hunt. They was fulfilling all that stuff underneath Davenport, weren't they? They were reinforcing all the players underneath Davenport, weren't they? That was the strategy. And then all of a sudden it changed to, we're looking at Clowny. How did that happen? Answer me that. How did they all of a sudden flip-flop the thinking like that? They were reinforcing guys underneath Davenport in case he got hurt. Trey Henderson, just in case he got hurt. Marcus Hunt, Shaquille, Zach Bourne, that can situational pass rush, what have you. When did the philosophy, the mindset change to go from Clowney's not going to, if they do sign him, Clowney's not going to be the freaking backup to Davenport. We do realize that, right? When Clowney comes in, if they decide to sign him or Everson Griffin or any top layer defensive end like that, he ain't sitting behind Davenport, family. He coming in and he's starting, which means pushing Davenport down. But you don't give $15 million to a second end, a compliment defensive end to your starter, who you just opened the vault for several seasons ago? Wasn't it last year? Anyway, let's keep it going, man. All right. Doubt I said had a bad feeling it will not be a season. I hope I'm wrong. I think it still be a season, bro. Jason King said, bring out Reverend Q. So if I say I agree with Michael, okay, I read that already. So if I say I disagree, he says, I disagree. The one to blame is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You can't blame one dude for that play. He did take a poorish angle, but was it Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's fault that Marcus Williams grabbed his face mask? Come on, man. We don't operate that way. Each man is his own fault. Each man is judged by his own deeds. I can't judge because Marcus Williams could have did the right thing and tackled him properly. And he could have did it. He could have got up to him and wrapped him up around his waist and then dragged him down and locked his legs so he would fall down. That's the proper technique. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, even though he missed the tackle and took a poorish route, he wasn't the one responsible for Marcus Williams grabbing Kittle's face mask and riding him all the way there to. It's just, no, man. We don't operate. Each man is responsible for his own problems, man. I can't blame Marcus Williams for holding his face mask. Say, well, that's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's fault because he should have tackled him. No, that's not how it go, fam. Each man is accountable. Each person is accountable for his or her own actions. You can't put me on the hook for something somebody I don't know did. That don't work like that. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's at fault. You are right, but he is not default. He's not the only one at fault. Marcus Williams had an opportunity to bring the man down, and he chose to grab his face mask improper. Then he tried to grab his shoulder prop, double improper. He should have tackled him around his waist and dragged him down. That's all I'm saying, man. And the coaches will tell you that. The coaches will tell you the same thing. So each man is up to each person. It's the fault is on each person. That is what accountability is about, family. I don't put my oldest son don't get in trouble for something my little son did. If he knocked something down and broke it or did something and I go and punish no, it don't work like that, fam. No. You get the blame. You get the reward, or you get the punishment. If you did it, if you excel at your job, then why they give me the employee of the week or the employee of the month award for you, and I don't even work for that? It's like, hold on, I'm the employee. I did it. Why you giving it to Big Q? Well, we just figured Big Q would probably like it better than you. What? Big Q don't even work here. Accountability, Sufian. Thank you, man. Tro says they're talking about canceling preseason. Yup, we just talked about that. Flores says, hey, bro, I just realized it's former Super Bowl champion Will Smith's B-Day today. Wow, okay, Will Smith. Who that? And rest in power to Will Smith, man. Big ups. Travis says he should blitz some more and give him less responsibility and coverage. Jasper says if they cancel preseason, it could work in our favor. All the other teams in our division has new QBs, so they won't have the experience of playing against other teams until regular season. Thank you for that. He says the Cleveland are dumb. Jamie says, who that to you, Jamie? So far, there's no market for him at $10 million. We'll see, bro. The only way we can wait and see, Sufyan, is we're going to wait to see what kind of market they got. We'll see. We'll see. Cleveland, I know you saying Cleveland is dumb, but Cleveland got more money now than anybody here. So, I mean, they got more money right now. That's why they can offer him $15 million. He don't want it. He wants to play for a contender because he know Cleveland is they're dumb. They do a lot of dumb stuff. So you're right. But they're they offering him that money though, and he would be dumb not to take it if that's really what he wants. Jay says, what are thoughts on the Black National Anthem? Q. I don't know, man, about the Black National Anthem, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, I don't know what the thinking, the rationale of that is. What is it supposed to be? I mean, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I just think differently than most, I guess. I mean, you know, I try to answer as many questions I can, but Jason, you stumped me with that one. I don't know what to think about that one, bro. I really don't know. I guess I could say it's a good thing, but you know, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I really don't know, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I don't know. I guess you could say it's a good thing, I imagine, but I mean, just let me do some more research on it, bro, because you know, I don't know, bro. Just keep it real with you. I don't know. I mean, you got a national anthem, and you go to, like, if you play in Canada or England, you sing their national anthem. You come here and then national anthem. Isn't national anthem a part of? Is representative of a nation, right? This is my rationale, and I hope I don't make anybody upset because it's not my mental. The way I think is how I think, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I don't think you should either. But if you have a national anthem, that must mean you have a nation. And if I have a nation, then I have a national anthem attached to that nation. If I have a nation, that means that nation is attached to physical terror or land that I call something. If that's indeed the case, then, you know, you see what I'm going with this? You know, I'm just saying, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because people doing a lot of stuff, and I don't understand right now with all the turmoil going on. They're doing a lot of stuff, and I guess it's coming from a good place. I just have to think about a lot of the stuff that's going on, bro. But thanks for the question, though, Jason. I'm gonna think about it, bro. And on the next show or something, I'm gonna come back at you. Just remind me. Ramsey, who that to you, Ramsey? Sufyan says at Texans he was playing with J.J. Watt. Thank you. He says you're making excuses for Clowny for his injuries and blame it all on Davenport. No, man, what are you talking about? Nobody blaming Davenport for nothing. Davenport has been hurt, bro. And the reason why people are upset with Davenport is because of the injuries. Nobody ain't making no excuses for either one of them guys. Shit, I don't care about that. Clowny. My dude is Davenport. He on this team. You know, Clowny could do a back end around and go back to Dallas. It don't matter to me. Nobody making no excuses. I'm not an excuse man. I don't believe in excuse ramblings. You know, I'm a results guy, bro. I don't care about Clowny until he get on this team. If he wants to come and play, yeah, come on, play. Everson Griffin, come on. But at the end of the day, if they don't come, then they don't come. But I know Davenport is on this team, and I wanted to see the guy do it. You cannot ignore the fact that he isn't there. I'm saying that the kid is there, and I've said constantly that he is effective when he's there. The problem is he's not there. That's why there is a Clowny conversation. Come on, let's get this together here. Let's rationalize here. He says, I don't understand that logic. You're not understanding what I'm saying because you're not looking at what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying on this here. And I'm going to address it and I'm going to leave it alone. Davenport is, and I've always said, how many damn shows I got, family? I got over 500 damn shows on this place. 500 shows, and I talk about Davenport a lot. I always big up Davenport. The problem I have with Davenport is your best ability is your availability. Availability mean that you're not there. You're not there. You're not there due to injury. Now that's not his fault that he's hurt. He just got hurt. He hurt. You know, some players can play and not get hurt, and some players get hurt, and some players can play for a period of time, you know, and be healthy and get hurt, or get hurt and be able to still play. Some players have injuries where they have to sit down for a few games. Davenport is my dude. He's on my team. The only reason why there's a Clowny or Everson Griffin talk is because of poor Davenport and Trey Hendrickson. These guys are not available and they're not getting the results. That's all I'm saying, fam. I agree with you about Davenport being good and all this kind of stuff. But the issue is he hasn't been healthy. And the Saints realize it. That's what I'm saying. The Saints realize that he has not been healthy. That's why they are looking at guys like Clowny and other guys. I'm just keeping it real with you. If they believed in him, they would just leave it at that and say, Davenport is my dude and I'm going to stick with it. You see what I'm saying? But it's the fact that his injuries have even caused concern with his coaches that he might not be able to go through. Remember, he was hurt when they drafted him. Remember, right after the Saints drafted him, he had to have surgery. Remember that? Then he was hurt. Then after that, he got hurt again. And then last year, he got hurt again. And he don't have injuries where he can still play. He have injuries that knock him out for like the rest of the season, you know? And it's like last year he had several injuries throughout the year, so he gets dinged up a lot. You know, it's a shame, but it's what it is. But this is a results business. The NFL is a results business, and if you're not there, they're going to find somebody to put in your place. You know, and the pressure's mounting on Davenport is because the Saints gave up 2 first-round draft picks to get Davenport. This is the 3rd year. They want results for those first-round draft picks. That's all I'm saying, bro. The pressure's coming up because of the coaches wanting to see results, and the fan base want to see results as well. Now, Clowny, like you said, if you say choose between Clowny or Davenport, a healthy Clowny and a healthy Davenport, I'm going to go with Davenport all day. But the issue is, Sufian, is that Davenport is not there. That's why there's a Clowny discussion, you know. And the truth is, why there's a market for edge rushers is because eventually some of these guys are going to get hurt. And then there'll be a opening where they'll go to the market and get a proven edge rusher to come in and fill their slots. This is a physical game. So it's like, I hope you understand what I'm saying. He says, I have little faith in Clowny. I understand. I got you, bro. I understand. We good. I still, you're still my boy. You still, who that Saint talk. That's why I like engaging, bro. Because if we can't see each other's logic, let's logically go through it. You see what I'm saying? But we still family at the end of the day. I love that. Travis says, Clowny will make all our run defense elite for real. Ram said, hey Q, when fully healthy, which one do you think is better, Clowny or Griffin? Fully healthy. Clowny is, to me, athletically more gifted than Griffin, but Griffin to me is who I would go with because Griffin has done it over years more than Clowny does. You see what I'm saying? Clowny had all the fanfare coming out. He was out of South Carolina. He was the dude, you know, first overall draft pick, all that kind of stuff. Griffin, not so much. You know, Griffin, you know, he was a high pick as well, but he came in there. He had to work his way up. But Griffin has been consistently good over a predetermined period of time. He's been there every year. So I would say, if healthy, I would take Clowny and Griffin and say Griffin is better than Clowny when healthy because he has something that Clowny doesn't have. That is the ability to stay healthy and the ability to be productive over and over again. Thank you for that question, Ramsey. Pelican Nola says Marcus is in a battle. Every time we play Minnesota, it's obvious that the man is shell-shocked. Yeah, that might be a point there, bro. I mean, yeah. Derek says, Travis, that's facts. He plays healthy. It depends on which corner we get. His players like Jacqueline Hyde. Phoebe. Who that? Phoebe said, I hear Kiko is ready to play. I read that article. That's amazing to me, Phoebe, that Kiko Alonso is ready to play. When was he hurt? He got hurt in the, when was that? It wasn't too long ago. But it's amazing, man, the medical technology we have with guys. Usually that's the injury that will sideline you for the rest of the year. You know, so that's amazing that he had that tear and that he's ready to play again this soon. It's amazing, man. Really it is. Thank you for that. Dada says, hit the like button. Carlito says, yeah, Kiko is ready. That's amazing to me, man. That's amazing. And another 2 or 3 months, you hear Noah Spence is ready. It's just crazy how the technology is nowadays, man. That injury used to sideline you for the entire year. Now it's like nothing. It's amazing. Byron says, here of Black National Anthem, don't know either. NFL came that idea how it looks like into the season. We got to figure out once you get close to football. I just don't know about the Black National Anthem question or the comment. I'm gonna just keep it real, fam. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about it. And are they gonna raise a flag when you do are they gonna put up a flag when you do the Black National Anthem? I mean, what flag are you gonna raise up? Are you gonna raise up a red, white, and blue flag, or a green, red, and black flag? I mean, what comes with this? I just don't know. I just don't know what this is all about, man. I don't know. I don't know what this is all about. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, because a lot of people throwing stuff out there, and it's almost feel like they spitballing, and I'm like, what's the reason for this? What's going on here? I just don't get it, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. All right, thank you for that, fam. 985 said, what up, fam? What up, Q? What up, 985 Live? Good to see you, family. Much love to you in the chat. Good to see you. Daryl Hatcher. What up, Daryl? Good to see you. Who that to you? Kelly says, we'll just bring more division in our country. Why do we need a song for a specific race? And it's like, okay, that's true. And that's a great point, Kelly. Because if you got a Black national anthem, then our Hispanic family would say, I want a Hispanic national anthem. And then our Asian family will say the same, and so on and so forth. So I'm saying, where do we, listen, I'm not saying it's a good or bad idea. I'm just confused by the idea, because I just don't know, what the rationale behind this is. You see what I'm saying? It's not like I don't want to address it. I'm saying I can't address it, because it's not like me and Sufian was just talking about the Clowny and Davenport deal. Well, there's a logic base for that. This I can't figure out the logic base behind this topic or this question, or whatever. I just don't know. I don't know where it's coming from. I just I just don't know. So I can't reply on it. I don't have any. I'm not gonna speak on something that I don't know nothing about, family. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna just stay out of it until I learn more. But I address as soon as I do. But thank you for that, Kelly. Phoebe says, we don't need Clowny. We got Zach Bowen. He's a good edge rusher. Thank you, Phoebe. Who that to you, baby? Appreciate you. Dada says Griffin is better than Clowny. Thank you, Dada. 985 Live, who that to you as well. So we got 985 Live and 985J in the building. Just put them both out there like that. Pelicans Nola said, let's pay County and go get this Clowny. Okay, Pelicans Nola says pay County and go get this Super Bowl. Okay, thank you there, Pelicans Nola. Brian said, I think it was a playoff game. Okay, Brian, thank you. Can't guard Juice, Big Q to go. Thank you, Can't guard Juice. Who that to your family? Thank you for joining the live stream, family. Much love to you. 985 later, I think a week or two before the 49ers game, Derek says we need to trust our front office. I'm glad we've learned from our past mistakes. We're not taking no chances. High percentage signings only. We have enough injury prone players. We got a pretty good staff too, family. Remember, we changed trainers. We had that same trainer, same change a trainer in 20 years. So we got a different trainer there that we hoping that it kind of translates as far as better health for our players as well. So, okay, thank you. Jason says, everybody talking about the DEs. What about Granderson? Good question. What about Granderson, Jason? Elaborate. Granderson is a guy, like I say, I like Granderson's size, his potential. Out of all the lesser known defensive ends, you might have a point with Granderson, because we just need to see more of him, bro. I like his play the little bit that I did see of Carl Granderson. But like I said, it's just hard, man, because you're digging deep. Granderson is like, what is 6'4", 6'5", big guy. I just need to see him on the field more, bro. I'm not, poo-pooing Granderson. I like Granderson. I just need to see more of him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if most people are comfortable. Like the coaching staff, Sean Payton, I'm saying, man, we interested in Clowny and probably somebody else we haven't heard about right now, to the defense. They know that they need help there. So we'll just have to keep it going. Let's see who else we got. Jay says, everybody talking about, okay, I just read that one. Heavy C Henderson, who that to you? Heavy C says, Q, I love Drew Brees to the moon, but sometimes I feel like we could be even better with an athletic QB behind center. Yeah, you might be right on that, and you probably will get your opportunity to discover that next year, Heavy C, to be able to see somebody behind him. Drew did say he's leaving after this year, so you might get an opportunity to see a Jameis Winston or perhaps a Taysom Hill back there throwing the quarterback, being a quarterback. You know, a lot of people feel that lessens your Super Bowl opportunity, because with Drew sitting at the top, ain't nobody have no questions about you being the Super Bowl. Even though he don't throw the ball as deep as he used to do, Drew is still deadly accurate. You know what I mean? Kelly says, no, it doesn't, just going to tear this country apart more. 985 Live says, I'm chilling, fam, barbecue early, and now I'm in by my, okay, thank you, then I feel I'm chilling. Demi, who that Demi? She says, Griffin have been signed with a team. No, Griffin's still out there. Caution, who that to you, Caution? Good to see you. 985 said, yeah, the 985's in this thing. Caution said, what up, Caution? A Tragic 504 says, who that? I ordered some face masks yesterday. Okay, thank you, Tragic 504, man. Appreciate it, family. Yeah, they're really nice, man. Got some good ones coming out, bro. You know, a lot of people saying in areas, a lot of people where they live at is mandatory. They're making it mandatory for you to wear a mask. So, you know, if that's the case, then mask up, fam. You know, don't be taking all them $500 hits, penalties, you know what I'm saying? Just put it on, but, you know, do your thing. But put on something look good. Take one of them PRO media mask and put it on. It looked pretty good, real good, man. So the first three of them, the first several mask collection we came out with, the Great Saint Think Tank mask is fire. The Underdog Fleur de Lis Underdog mask is real fire, and the Drew Orleans masks are real nice too. And they come in several different colors, and they're really nice, man. So I encourage the family members to go to the pro shop. The link is in the description section below, and check it out, man. It's pretty nice. I was really improved and really happy about it. My son was like, I want this one. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you two. Jay Giggity, what up, Jay? Tramal says, Q, did you barbecue today? No, I didn't barbecue, Tramal. I cooked yesterday, bro. And today I've been mostly just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Me and the boys just chilling. So, I mean, I cooked yesterday. You know, when I got off the yesterday before, what was it? I cooked yesterday. So now I ain't cooking today. I'm going to be doing a little drinking today, but I ain't cooking today. Thanks for the question, Tramal. Who that to you? Jay Giggity say, on the 2 preseason games, not a lot of reps for players. Breeze may not even play preseason. And on top of that, Jay Giggity, just to let you know, they think that the NFL Players Association is voting on getting rid of the preseason altogether. They don't want to play any preseason games. They just want to get right to the regular season. So we'll see how that shake out. That's a new development going on, because the NFL went down to 2 without really going with the NFLPA. They made the move. But a lot of the players' power has been given up. You know, when you're making agreements with the owners, you have to give up something to get something. You know how union matters work. You know, if you work and you got a union that you work with at work, how often have you been giving up incrementally more and more of your rights? Come on, be honest with me. That's how it works. You give something to get something, you know, and that's it's a bargaining table. And the players, in order to make money, is giving up a lot of power that they had to the owners. That's why you see the owners making moves without consulting them on a lot of stuff. And then the player association pretending like, oh, y'all can't do that. Of course they can do it. Look at your agreements. You've advocated a lot of your power away for money to get more of a cut of the money. And they'll give you the money all day if they can keep the power. Oh, man. Let's keep it going, fam. Kashi, I heard that the players union voted yesterday to cancel all preseason games. I read the article this morning. Very true. Thank you for that. Oh, he followed that up. Thank you, Kashi. Iceman says Drew is great, but for some reason he doesn't play as good as he does in playoffs. He has a track record of that now. Yeah, I've noticed that, Iceman. Yeah, I've noticed that, the fact that Drew has a issue in the playoffs. And then I was thinking last year, because he's tired when you get close to the playoffs. He played that full last season. He's tired. Last year, that wasn't the case. He missed a lot of season and really didn't start hitting his stride until later on in the season. You know what I'm saying? But he's a guy, man, where I have to be honest with you, is that, you know, I've been seeing his playoff football has not been impressive. You know, and that's why I'm saying we need more of a run balance attack to kind of take the ball out of Drew's hands. You know, let's not put that much pressure on, even though we know he's great. But you can still help our quarterbacks by making the players around him do more work to help him win. We don't have to always just, because we usually putting it on Drew and say, man, Drew got to take us through this. You got like, it's like 10 other players out there. They got to do something. You know what I'm saying? The defense, there's another unit that comes out. They're going to have to step it up. Got to get more sacks, more turnovers. Special teams people, maybe we can get some touchdowns out of the kick return people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can get a couple of turnovers from the special teams people. You know, stuff like that. We got to help the man out, man. Especially he's 41 years old now, man. So JT says, hey Q, I seen a game today with the Saints against the Cowboys. I think it was the worst team we had. Okay, thank you, JT. Can't Guard Juice says, who that? Q, finally catching you live. I always listen to the shows when I'm at work. You keep me going. Good, man. Good convo. Thank you, Can't Guard Juice. Appreciate your family. Much love to you, man. Appreciate the warm words, my friend. Thank you. And I appreciate you, bro, listening to the show, and and I'm glad, we do that. I'm glad, and I thank everybody, man, all the family members, for allowing me to come into y'all lives and be a part of y'all daily routines, whether you're at work or when you're at play. I thank you for incorporating me into your lives. I thank you. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. It really does. Jay Giggity says, Breeze post-season stats are as bad as Manning. Thank you, Jay. Dada says, yeah, I see you. JT says, Mike Dicker was the coach. Okay. I think I remember that game. I try to erase my mind of all the Mike Dick era. It wasn't a good look. Revolt Control, the Star Spangled Banner was written for one race. Know your history. Thank you for that, Revolt Control. A lot of people need to look that up. See, that's what I'm saying. You're talking to a bunch of different people here. I mean, there's all kind of people from all over, from all different experiences. And that's the thing, man. We can sit in these forums and talk and communicate. Don't matter what we look like. I don't care what you look like, and I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you believe in. But if you're a Saints man through and through, a Saints woman through and through, a Saints kid through and through, we can sit down, we can talk, and we can share the love of the team together. You see what I'm saying? But then when we talk, we can also still use that love and respect for each other outside of different things, so we can learn from each other. I'm not above not learning. I don't know every damn thing, but I do my homework. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do my homework, but I also need to learn too. You know what I'm saying? And I learn too. And that's the thing. I want to learn. I'm not one of these guys sit here and pretend like they know it. I don't know all this stuff in here, man. I know I've studied the Saints, and I'm pretty confident about the Saints because I've been following them for years, and I've been studying behind them and all these statistics and the players and all this stuff. But I do that with everything, to be honest with your family. Same way I study football is the same way I study life. The same way I studied a lot of stuff. I do the same thing. I thought, I was taught by my grandparents to be well-rounded and just not know one thing, to try to learn as much as you can. And I'm not going to learn as much as I can if I don't listen to you, if I don't study from you, if I don't share your experience. You see what I'm saying, family? If I don't, kind of share you guys' experience, to kind of pick your minds, to understand, because you guys are really intelligent. That's why I call it the Great Saint Think Tank. It's not just me sitting up here. Think tank mean they got some pretty goddamn smart people up in that some gun. A think tank means that you can put your collective minds together and solve problems in life, not just in sports in that arena. And that's what I like, man. And I appreciate you guys for joining me in this and let me, be, in your world, so to speak. Thank you. Let's keep it going, family. Appreciate the family. Thank you for the comment as well. Again, Can't Guard Juice. Thank you, man. He says, no doubt, man. Love the work you're doing and the way you interact with your followers. The best Saints talk show all time. Thank you, family. Thank you, King. Thank you, family. But I don't see them as that. This is my family members, man. I've always said that. We are family, man. We are black and gold family. And then once we have that bond, then we're family, period. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter who you are and what you look like or what you believe in. If we can share this bond, and that love of the team together, what else could we come to commonality on if we could share that? You know what I'm saying? It's just the beginner for many other things. And I see people as family members. I don't see them as followers or people. I call them family. Y'all know that's one of my favorite names. Matter of fact, DC always clowns it about me when he calls me. He started incorporating into his speech now. He says I'm known for saying family. What up, family? What up, family? He kids me all the time about that. But it's what I believe, man. That's what I believe. The Great Saint Think Tank is my family. And that's why I talk like I talk and act like I act. But I thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Gundam says, hello, family. God bless you, Big Q. Thank you for the shows and special segments. This helps me get through a very challenging year 2020. Thank you, Gundam. Appreciate you, family, as well. Thank you, man. And I really appreciate that, bro. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man, from the bottom of my heart, seriously. And I pray for you guys, and I pray for the Great Saint Think Tank to be safe. That's why I share a lot of my personal experiences. I let the family come on here, and we kind of go back and forth, because this is a forum, man, and we learn from each other. And like I said, I respect y'all, man. I really do. I respect, and I don't see people as followers. I see them as family. And I think that's a problem a lot of people get. They get the big head when they start getting people, and then they start, oh, I'm this and I'm that. Man, I just don't believe in that, man. I think that we are still the same. I put my pants on just like you do, and I see people as family members, you know what I'm saying? And I go to war for you, you know what I'm saying? That's what kind of dude I am, you know what I'm saying? And we could talk, and we sit down, and we you know, we can drink and talk. Scoob calls me Hometheus. And I had him. I said, "Well, Scoob, what does Hometheus mean, Scoob?" And he says, "Hometheus means the God of all homies." I said, "What?" I said, "What?" I said, "What, Scoob?" He says, "Yes." He said, "Yeah, big brother, you just." He said, "Yeah, man, you just cool, man. You just cool with everybody, bro." He said, I'm call you Hometheus." He says, "The God of all homies." I'm like, man, that's just something my brother from another mother Scoob could do, man. That's funny as hell to me, man. Funny. But thank you, Gundam. Thank you, King God Juice. Y'all, thank y'all for your sentiments, family. Much love to you. 985 said ice cream truck sound is racist too. Damn. It's a lot to learn in history, family. We really do, man. I just want everybody to kind of, you know, just understand, man, that, you know, if we can understand this and we can wrap our minds around it, we can walk, just like we celebrate together, we can do the same thing everywhere else, man. And I often said that a lot of stuff that's going on in the world, that there's such a tiny group of people that's causing all this friction, and they do all this stuff that they can to try to cause division and divides between people. And that, to me, that's how they control and divide the people, because really we're supposed to be focusing on them and getting them from around our necks. That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be focusing on that tiny group of people who think we're not smart enough to be able to govern our own lives and be able to do our own and think for ourselves. And, you know, and don't think that we supposed to be here, that me and you and your families can't live. We need to be focusing on them, not just focusing going back and forth between us and all this kind of old stuff. That I'm too smart for that division nonsense, man. You know, but we got to learn from each other, bro. We do. Just keep an open heart and an open mind is all I'm saying, family. You see what I'm saying? If you take anything away from me, just take that. Keep that open heart and that open mind. I don't care who y'all. Ramsey, I have a feeling that they are going to shorten the regular season as well as the preseason. Ramsey, listen, anything's possible, fam. Anything's possible, bro. Because they're getting rid of the preseason. The period of time where the season is supposed to be starting is in when the cold season comes around. So you're gonna see a spike of a lot of stuff. So you're gonna see a worsening of stuff during the cold point of this year. And 2020 has been a real diabolical year in my opinion. It's been really amazing, but we have not gotten through this year. We're right in the center portion of the year, and the worst part of it, as far as an epidemic is concerned, is when it gets cold. So when it gets cold, you're going to see a severe spike in cases that's going to happen, and a lot of other stuff that's supposed to happen this year, including the election, or the selection as I call it, and many other things that's going on that we just need to pay attention to. So just stay prayed up, man. There's a prayer on the community section that was written by Derek Lockett, one of our great members of the Great Saint Think Tank, very spiritual person. He wrote a really wonderful prayer. So if you want that prayer, we have a Great Saint Think Tank prayer. It's in the community section of the YouTube page. Feel free to please search that out. And, you know, if you got to screenshot it or whatever you got to do, get it and keep it, lock it in your phone and read it on a daily basis. Trust me, it'll help you. I'm telling you, for real, it will. Thank you once again, Derek, for that prayer, man. Appreciate you for putting that out. Tramal says the third line was removed from the Star Spangled Banner. I'm well aware of the Star Spangled Banner, Ramsey and Tramal. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of several really interesting facts about his story that a lot of people don't get. They were two different vantage points, and it depends on who you are and which vantage point you're coming from. You know, so the commonalities is what we need to focus on. We can focus on the division, but you're going to need everybody to get through what we're going through, because they got people around us, these tiny people at the top who think us know nothing more of just dumb cattle, dumb fools that they can do whatever they want to. You got to get them people away from you if you want real peace. I'm just going to keep it real with you. It ain't the guy next door who your problem, because he paying the same taxes you are, But I understand the division aspect of it, because that's truth. But the commonality things is what we need, because you're gonna need completeness of everybody to shake these people from away from us. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. This is a real show here. It's real. I talk real talk on here, man. But we just we gotta pay attention. Cold part about it, paying attention don't cost no money at all. Isn't that something? It's free to pay attention. Crazy. Let's see, Jay Giggity, small soundtrack. How will LSU do this year? I like them. I got questions at the quarterback position, but I think overall they should be all right. New offensive coordinator, a lot of new pieces in place there as well. But I still like LSU chances to still come into it. Alabama is trying to retool as well, but got a lot of interesting games. But I still like my Tigers in there, man. We lost a lot of people, but still there is still a lot of talent that stayed there, including Chase and other people, Jamar Chase and a few other people on that defense. Man, watch out. LSU has not fallen that far. Now we left Barrow, and we lost our coordinator, but we'll be back strong. Thank you for that question, Jay Giggity. Derek says Gundam, what good? JT Gundam says Derek, much respect. Stunner TBOTB, what up, player? He says, who that Big Q? Happy 4th. Happy 4th to you, Stunner. Much love to you. The Video Game Boys original. Hi, Dad. Hey, buddy. That's my little buddy, Rob. My little brother, Rob. Good to see you, little buddy. One day I'm gonna get Rob and G one of these days, and G's not much of a, he'll tell you everything in the world about every video game and Star Trek thing. Rob is the dude. He the mini me. He's what Uncle Paulie and Scoob call Little Q. He could talk to you about some Saints now. I'm gonna have to put him on the show one day with me. Have him sit up here with me one day. All right, let's keep it going. Kelly says I'm out. All right, let's see, Video Game Boys. What's good, young? But okay, hold on. Who jumped in there? All right, let's see. John Thompson, who that to you, John? Much love to you. JT says your mother been telling you to wash your hands, and before you sit down and eat, wash your hands. Thank you, JT. Jay says, come on, Q. This COVID thing is just the truth. Flu, scare tactics, control tactics. I ain't gonna say it might. Let me tell you something, bro. There's something out there, man. Matter of fact, it's several different things that's out there under one name. So, if you hear people telling you that ain't nothing out there, that ain't the truth. There's something out there. Let me tell you something. You're dealing with people out there that would put something out there. Them people not afraid or ashamed to release something up on your ass, man. You know that. They're not going to tell you that there's something out there and there's not going to be something out there pertaining to that topic. Because throughout history says that that's the case. They'll release it on you. So it's several different things out there under that name. And you won't really know that until after all this foolishness go away and people start studying on it. So it's not scared. A part of it raises fear, because under the fear banner, you start passing stuff you ain't in your right mind. Logically speaking, you shut the logic off, because you know how fear is. Doctor tell you that you ain't supposed to be scared. To calm down and don't be fearful. He telling you that is because logic, once the fear aspect kick in, the logic center shut off, and then you're prone to be pushed into anything. You start passing laws that you wouldn't do logically minded. That's why it's a technique to always rise you into that mindset. They got all that stuff in their books. Please read. They'll tell you that's what agitation is all about. Why do they need to agitate? Agitating means to get you emotionally aroused so you're not in your logic centers, because if you logically speaking, you wouldn't believe half the nonsense these people speaking. That's the real stuff. That's why it's an agitation aspect of it. But you can't agitate somebody that got sense, who know what time it is. They'll tell you, sit your ass down and shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not going to manipulate or control nothing over here. That's what logical minded people do. They can see that. They know the techniques. It's only people who outside of their mind, who out of their mind, who don't get it, man. There's something out there, fam. Don't believe the hype. There's several things out there. Trust me, I've done the research, and so can you. You can do them as well. Let's see. Chemo Slice, who that? What up? Who that? Let's see you. JC says, come on, Q. Okay, I just read that. Kimbo said, what up? Who that? Family. Good to see you, Kimbo. Who that to you as well. Derek says, I feel you, but there should be no anthem at all. That way, nobody has a reason to feel uncomfortable. Just my opinion. A lot of different diverse opinions in here. Family, listen. We got people in here that got different views. You're welcome to espouse your view. This is a forum. We do it respectfully. Some people believe that the American national anthem is the only anthem we need. That's fine for you to think that way. Some people believe get rid of it, period. Or some people might believe let me have one and then everybody else have one. It doesn't matter, fam. It's just the idea. It's just the idea. So, we can't be that sensitive about somebody else's ideas all the time. We grown folk. If I got upset every time somebody said some stuff that I don't agree with, my blood pressure be through the roof. I can't do that. Big Q. The show has been canceled today because Big Q's blood pressure is shot through the roof, causing him to go to the hospital, and he's shot through the roof. For the next 3 shows will be canceled until further notice. Nah, man. Just saying, man. It's just how it is. You can't, man. You got people have their own minds, man. It's what it is, bro. And that's what kind of country we live in. You can say what you want. You can say as long as you're respectful to people. You can disagree or agree. It don't hurt my feelings. I'm just keeping it real. All right, 985, see we sent your email. Q, check us out. All right, 985, I got you, baby. I was supposed, man, I've been so busy with the fort, my children and everything, fam. I promise you, I'm going to get to it. One of my family members sent me the email. They forwarded it to me because I'm not in control of that. I mean, I got access to that account, but somebody else controls that account. And when there are emails that I need to know about that's attached to what needs to be done, then they'll send them to me. And I got sent it, and I read some of it. I was supposed to reply to you because you and your wife is doing something terrific in Hammond. And I just think y'all doing some excellent stuff, man, up there. And I want to give you a shout out, brother, on that. And I think it's powerful. Much love. So I'm going to have that checked out. But family, thank you, man. Appreciate you. 985. Big ups. Can't guard you say wake them up, Q. Chemo says stay woke, people. Enough said, it's real out here. Chemo says what impact you think can happen if they decide not to extend Kamara this offseason? Impact is they'll have to find another running back because Kamara, and then to have Kamara come back against you. Imagine, let's say the Saints don't pay Kamara, but Atlanta does. Let's say the Saints don't pay Kamara, but Tampa decides to, or the Eagles decide to, or worse, the 49ers decide to, or worse than that. Let's say that Cooks, who's with Minnesota, he's holding out. Let's say next year the Saints don't sign him, the Vikings sign Kamara. Could you imagine how we would feel if that happened, man? Oh my goodness, family, no. But I think we need to sign Kamara, no doubt about it. Plus the period of time that the leverage that the Saints could have had, that's been passed. When you had a little leverage before the NFL draft, and when that occurred, then you had an opportunity. You could have probably moved them for picks, maybe player for player, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But you let the draft go, you let all this other stuff go. Now you kind of leverage. It's like, okay, now that's gone, you're going to have to pay Alvin Kamara. I mean, he represents 60% of your offense. Where are you going to find a player that's going to mimic 60% of your offense that knows it better than Alvin Kamara? So I would definitely say when the Saints went beyond the draft without making a trade from, not saying they could still trade him. Now they could still trade him if they wanted to move him. I just don't see that. I think ultimately the Saints will pay Alvin Kamara, and you're probably looking at something between 35 to probably 42 million or something like that, and it probably be done as like a step pyramid. The first year it'd be like 3 or 4 million, and then the next year it'd bounce all the way up to like 10 or 12 million, and the next year it'd be like 18. I make a little mistake, stack contracts. He just pushes them into the future. So I see the Saints definitely getting Alvin Kamara under. That's very clear to me now, unless something terribly happens where Kamara and them fall out and he don't like the numbers, and that's possible too. But I expect the Saints to definitely get Kamara under contract. The leverage that they had early on where they could have traded him for picks or what have you, I think that's passed, and I think you won't find a player that can mimic who can get your offense like a Kamara. I think he's roped in with the Saints. I think they hand in hand, maybe I say about a 4-year deal, like a 3 or 4 year deal with Kamara roped in there. But they definitely going to pay him his money, bro. Maybe not like the 15 or the 12 or 13 million up front. The first year it'd be like 4 or 5 million. It'd be something small. The next year it'd be like 10 or 12. You know how Mickey Loomis build those contracts. So I anticipate Alvin Kamara will be a Saint for the foreseeable future, bro. You know, I believe that. I really do. Thanks for the question, fam. Thank you, Chemo. Who that to you? Let's see. Appreciate you too, 985J. Thank you, fam. Tramal says PJ and Marcus Williams going to raise my blood pressure up. You should have seen me early in the show. Sufian and Kelly had to calm me down. Derek says, have you seen all the riddled field messages AK been put? Yeah, I've seen some of them, Derek. I've seen one where he been throwing stuff out there, dropping stuff and not saying nothing. I don't like that. Don't play with if you got something to say, just say it, man. Cut all that out. You throw this out and throw that out. Cut that out, man. Come on. We the mystery, what you call Scooby-Doo and the mystery boys or whatever it was called, man. Come on, man. Just say what you got to say. If you got a deal going on, you working on something, then say that. I just don't like all that breadcrumb stuff. I don't like it. Chemo says, do you think we will revisit the three-headed monster approach work for 09, the three-headed monster approach? I don't know. I think we will have more of I don't know if three-headed monster approach. I think the Saints will have more of a team-centered approach. Their offense is more complete than it ever has. And Drew Brees I think the approach would be similar to like the year was when the Saints was able to spread the ball around and you had 4 receivers with 40 plus receptions on the season. That type of football is what I could see coming back, because every time Drew Brees drops back and goes through his 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, go through his progressions, cycle through his progressions, he's going to find an open man all the time. You got, all the weapons, and I've named them: Emmanuel Sanders, Mike Thomas, Ty Montgomery, Jared Cook. You got Troutman that Peyton said is going to play a major part. Kamara's circulating in there. You see Deontay Harris out there, plus whatever other wide receivers are able to clear and make the 53-man roster. So you'll see a lot of that going on too. I just don't. I think it'll be more of a team-centered approach, offensively speaking, because you'll have so many weapons. Every time Drew drops back, he'll find somebody that'll be wide open. You can't cover everybody the Saints have out there. And I think, Nick, this year, barring injury, you'll see a really fluid, free-flowing Saints offense like we've seen like in the past when Saints was like the top offense in the league. You just can't stop them because you might put somebody on Mike or Emmanuel, but they got the guys on the inside kill you out. Then Mike, he'll have a 10 or 12 catch game this game. The next game, Emmanuel Sanders will kill you. Then the third game, you thinking, then Mike will cycle back. The fourth game, Jared Cook get his shine on. The fifth game, it goes back to Emmanuel Sanders. The fifth game, you see Ty Montgomery tear you up. Elvin Kamara tie you up. Stuff like that happens. They're cycling back because you can't game plan for so many weapons, and that's why I like the Saints offense. So I can see a lot of that happen. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Thanks for the question, Chemo. Let's see. Sufian says, I think they are working on it. Okay, thank you. He said, do you think? Oh, yeah, it might be, bro. Because what other news would Kamara be willing to break? I think it'll be a good look. You gotta sign Alvin Kamara. You got to, because like I said, you don't want to see Alvin Kamara in a Minnesota Viking uniform, a Philadelphia Eagle uniform, and that's what's gonna happen. When he leaves, he's going to be disgruntled, and he's going to leave here, and then you will see him in a Minnesota Viking uniform or a San Francisco 49ers uniform, or he might go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know what would happen? He will go right to the Atlanta Falcons. That's what would happen. You have to deal with Alvin Kamara twice a year. That type of stuff happened. You know how we know? Because it happened with Teddy Bridgewater. These guys leave disgruntled and then they go somewhere to play against you. It's just, that's been the history of some of my people. Hopefully we can have better relationships with some of our stars, man. Come on. Thank you for that. Yeah, they definitely thank you, Sufan. Kimbo says, yes, what? He says, yes, what is he trying to tell us? LOL. K Guard you says, we need AK, man. Sean Payton got to swallow his pride with these running back. Well, Sean Payton, I don't know, fam. I think Sean Payton might fool us this year. If we can get that offense we want, Because, you know, even though you got weapons all over the place, we do expect him to throw the ball, but then in the playoffs at least, get a ball to Latavius Murray, have a power game. I want to see the power game back, and I know Peyton's a throw it first in your face kind of guy, but he's going to have to learn, man, that don't work. The last several seasons of playoff failures got to spark you to have a mind shift change, don't we? I mean, do you agree with me, family? Let me know. I mean, you can't keep going. This is Drew Brees' last year, so you're not going to get any opportunities with him beyond this year, according to what he's saying. So if that's indeed the case, you need to help him out with the running game. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think ever that Sean Payton would ever relinquish his play calling duties. That's something that I've never seen none of the media personnel ask Sean Payton. That's why I'm like, man, how y'all got Sean Payton now? And then you can't ask him the real questions. Like, okay, the questions I would ask Payton is, okay, Coach Payton, let me ask you these questions. First of all, why are you calling plays for your team? Well, I feel like, and he probably goes on his little spiel of why you feel like, okay, you know, my thing was, don't you believe in offensive coordinator Pete Carmichael? Yeah, I believe in Pete. Pete's a good guy, all this kind of stuff. So why don't you let him call the plays and you become the head coach? Why are you calling the plays as opposed to Pete Carmichael? That's a question. Not all of the film footage I've heard, interviews I've heard of Peyton, I've never heard them talk about that. I'm like, that's the elephant in the room. How you don't ask Coach Payton, why are you calling the play? He's a good play caller, don't get me wrong. But the question is, the play coach, he's a good play caller when his mind right. He can call some good plays, you know what I'm saying? But why is he calling the plays? Why do you have an offensive coordinator who don't call plays? You know what? I mean, I don't get that. Why are you not letting Carmichael call the plays? If you trust and love him, that's the question. Some of the questions I will ask his ass. We're gonna get some answers sooner or later. Watch. Let's keep it. Byron says Kamara gonna get money. Pay that man. He may be our best player. If you can't guard Mike, you gotta pay Kamara, man. You gotta keep them two dudes together. Gave Cam his money. We gave Onyemata his money. You know, we got to give Kamara his money, bro. You got to pay Kamara, bro. He represents too much of the team's offense. And you talking about letting him go, and then you lose 60%. Who's going to replace Alvin Kamara that you can actually get? You going to draft a guy and say, listen, I need you to come in here and do what Kamara did. The man going to be looking. No, it's not going to work like that. Perhaps you had a guy like Clifford Etienne. You got to be in position to get these type of dudes, though. A Clifford Etienne from Clemson is not just going to fall in your laps. Or a Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Those guys are special players that do a lot of stuff that Kamara can do. But those guys have to fall in your lap. You got Kamara. You developed him into it. Kamara was good, but he wasn't what he was. The Saints developed Alvin Kamara into what he is, just like they did Mike Thomas. Just like they did Cam Jordan, because when Cam Jordan came into the league, flat top Cam wasn't the man. He wasn't. There were shouts of busts with Cam Jordan in his first several seasons. Y'all know it. He wasn't tearing the league up. But it took a while for Cam to get that together. The Saints develop a lot of people here, and they need to keep the talent they develop. You know, it's just my thinking. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Chemo says, I meant with using all three. Okay. I thought you mean like, he says, meant using three running backs like Ty and Taysom, old roll due to being a back. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I would love to see that, man. I would love to see the three-headed running back approach again. I think the San Francisco 49ers showed last year that the three-headed running back approach can work. I think Sean Payton can do the three-headed running back approach to help out. When you have three different styles of running backs that you can use in reciprocal fashion, you can move them in and out of that. I would love to see that. I most certainly would love to see that. And we talked about this on TSC Q&A, which is our Patreon show, and that we only do for our Patreon champions and our YouTube members. I think we talked about the fullback situation, and that's the least talked about position that we are breach. But I've been talking about the playoff situation, the fullback situation a lot more so because these guys are unknown. We don't know who these guys, Ricky Ortiz and Mike Burton. And I was saying, man, wouldn't it be fantastic, bro, if a guy like Dwayne Washington, who averages 6 yards a carry. How do you have a running back on your team that averages 6 yards a carry and he doesn't play in y'all. I mean, how is that even possible? Man, averaging 5 or 6 yards a carry, and you mean to tell me you're not going to give him the ball? The guy averaging 5 to 6 yards a carry, I mean, he carried the ball twice and get you a first down. You need 2 carries for a first down from this man. You know, how is he not playing? I don't understand that. And I'm speaking about Dwayne Washington. You could even throw Latavius Murray in that mix. How you got them men and you ain't wearing them? I don't understand. Why are they on the team and you're not using them? Now, understanding special team acumen, but they're running this. His main gift is he's averaging 5 to 6 yards a carry. How is he not getting the ball? I don't understand that. But I was saying, okay, if you can't get Dwayne Washington on the field as a running back, perhaps you can get him in as a fullback. Imagine Dwayne Washington, wait for it, the fullback. How about that? Does that float your boat? How about Dwayne Washington, the fullback? That way, you'll have a physical fullback who can block, because he can block. He can catch a little bit. He got to work on that. But he'll be more athletic. And then you can give him the ball on certain downs, too, when you're short. That's something. But I don't know if he can play the fullback role. But that would be my thing. It's like, okay, Dwayne, you know you're not going to get that job from Ty Montgomery. And then you got Tony Jones Jr., who I like a lot, too. Remember the Saints and the undrafted running backs. But let's just say Dwayne Washington jumps in the fullback competition. I think that would be a really big move for the Saints. That would be a great move, because you would have Dwayne Washington. If you need him to play running back, he can play running back, but he's mostly at the fullback. Then you would have Ty Montgomery, you have Latavius Murray, you have Alvin Kamara. You see what I'm saying? Then you have all the tight ends. But if Dwayne Washington switched to fullback, that would be really nice. I would really like that. Think about that. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that, man. Let me know how you feel about Dwayne Washington moving to the fullback position as opposed to being a running back competing with Ty Montgomery, because he ain't gonna be on the top. Unless Ty Montgomery gets hurt, then that's different. But I don't see Ty Montgomery losing in a straight up competition with Dwayne Washington for that position. He just does too much. He kick returns, punt returns. He can play running back. He's pretty shifty, and he can play slot receiver. That's all stuff that just we have holes for in our offense. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that Dwayne Washington switch to fullback, man. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. Would be a good move. Let's see. Let's keep it going, families. Thanks for that, Chemo. Ramsey, I really believe that with everything we have on the team now, that the Saints are going to be unstoppable to the Super Bowl this year. Thank you, Ramsey. Who that to you? Thank you for that. Braden says, what does Sean Payton do when the defense is on the field? What does Sean Payton do when the defense is on the field? You be sitting there looking. Or he back going over Drew, talking to Drew on some stuff. The question is, what the hell is Pete Carmichael doing? What the hell does Pete Carmichael do? Get a free check? Man, come on, bro. You know, I just don't know. I don't know. But Brady said, what does Peyton do when the defense is on the field? When the defense on the field, Peyton going over the playbook with plays for the next cycle with Drew Brees. Look, we're going to do this. You can't throw this kid. You know, that's what he be doing. You know, and every now and again you'll see him standing there watching the defense play. You would, you know, and then you might see Carmichael do it and stuff like that. But I just think that he need to lessen his role in terms of just being a head coach. You know, head coach is supposed to be pretty much an overseer. Once you pick your staff, you're supposed to oversee the guys. So that's pretty much what a head coach is. Like, look at Ryan Riviera or some of the other respectable coaches in the league. You see Ryan Riviera just looking with his glasses on. You know, he just every now and again he'll call a player over to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Or Mike Tomlin. You know, Mike Tomlin with them big ass eyes. You don't see Mike Tomlin handing the. You know, he got offensive coordinator call the plays. You see Mike Tomlin standing there with the play sheet every now and again. He'll walk over to his offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator and talk to him. He'll talk to a player every now and again. You'll see him go over and talk to the referee. You know, he'll point and say some stuff. But overall, you see that the play calling and both defensive and offensively are done by his coordinators. So that's not Sean Payton's signature move, but I would just love to see him use that for just a year, just to see how the team goes. And if he needs to step in, he step in. But I just want to see it tried because it could be something. I think it would be really nice because it would give us some accountability. I mean, you take that play calling out of his hands, allow the offensive coordinator, who that's one of his good buddies, Pete Carmichael. He really loves him a lot, and I think that I just would love to see that for a year, man. Just to see a change, just to see how it would look. Derek says this is going to be our year. Surprises. Super Bowl. Sean Payton has brushed the dust off the old playbook and is drawing up new plays. Get your popcorn and Lucy dogs ready. Enjoy the show. Thanks, Derek. Iceman says, man, the thought of AK in Minnesota uniform is just crazy, man. That would hurt me to the soul, especially with all the history with them. I know, but that's how it go, Iceman. If you piss him off and he gonna go to a rival, I'm telling you. Look what happened with Teddy Bridgewater, bro. Sean Payton had Teddy Bridgewater. He could have got him cheap to be the backup. But he pissed him off. He did not. Remember, we covered it in shows, and I said that. I said Sean Payton mishandling the QB situation. Remember those shows? Go back in the catalog, man, and look all that stuff up. I know it's a lot of stuff up in there. But I've done several shows on about the QB situation, the fact that Sean Payton screwing it up. And I talked about it, and people say, remember that what people told me? People say, oh, man, Q, man, that's just how the coach talk. He talked like that. That ain't nothing. Remember I said that? And I said, watch, you're going to lose Teddy Bridgewater because of how you operating. You don't come out and tell Taysom Hill he's the future quarterback and don't even say nothing to Teddy Bridgewater. Remember I was saying all that? Go listen to the show. Go back and listen. Go back and listen to him. Go back and listen to what I said. And then what happened? Sean Payton said about Taysom Hill to Steve Young and that he's the heir apparent to Drew. And while Sean was doing that, he was begging Drew back. Baby, come back. And he was telling that to Drew. He was singing on the phone, singing to Drew. Baby, come back. Listen, baby, you can blame it all on me. I was wrong. And I just can't live without you. Doom, doom, doom. Remember that? Baby, come back. Listen, baby, you can blame it all. That was Sean Payton was on the phone with Drew Brees telling that Drew being serenaded. He said, I'm going to think about it. He shut down. Next thing you know, he came back. But see, Sean was a playboy. He was playing games. Sean was telling Taysom he's the heir apparent. He's the quarterback. Then he begging Drew back. And then after all that, he cycled back to get Teddy Bridgewater and was talking to Teddy about being a quarterback. And what Teddy did, Teddy bucked him and went to Carolina. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Baby, come back. Listen, baby, you can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Breezy, come back. That's right, Donna. Breezy, come back. Listen, Breezy, you can blame it all on me. Oh, man, we have fun, man. We have fun here at the Coma. All right, that was fun, man. That was fun. Breezy, come back. Don't have me. I ain't got much of a voice, man, but I'll let you have what I have. All right, man. Come on. Y'all remember that song? Come on now. Y'all ain't that old. All right, let's see here. John Knowles, who that to you, John? He says Peyton went from a Bush, Sproles to Kamara, so Peyton might not think the R&B is a real priority. That could be. That's a good point. Thank you for that, John. Appreciate you, fam. James Van Court. What up, James? How you doing, fam? He said, thanks, Big Q. I'm always telling people who talk about the trade, Kamara, ship off, etc. I'm quick to tell them, do you know how important Kamara is to our offense? You really need to think about it. Thanks, James. Real intelligently said, bro. I gotta give it to you, fam. I gotta give it to you on that one. That's true. He represents too much of the offense. He's too important to the Saints offense to let go. If all he wants is money, the Saints are breaming and literally it's falling out of their pockets. You might as well give it to him. Thank you for that. All right, Can't Guard You says people forget AK was always better than McCaffrey before the season. CMC gets hella carries. That's right, he really do. He's all they had last year. That's true. Kamara was better than it. Well, I ain't gonna say better than it was really neck and neck, but I would give it to Kamara before he got hurt because they use him basically the same way, but CMC got his money, and so should Kamara. Kamara needs to get his money too, bro. No doubt, he earned it. Derek says Dwayne Washington is more talented than any fullback we have, and his size can definitely pull it off. I hope SP's listening. See, I was saying that was a great thing about it, man. What do you guys think about that? Let me know about that fullback question I'm asking the family. What do you guys think about that? Would it be a good idea to you guys if you were to use Dwayne Washington, who is our third running back? Because I'm only saying that because Ty Montgomery's here. Dwayne will be hard pressed to beat out Ty Montgomery for the third position. I don't know if Sean Payton keeps 4 running backs and a fullback on the staff, on the active roster. But if Dwayne Washington really wants to make the team, he'll be hard pressed to beat Ty Montgomery for the third spot. How about fullback? Would Dwayne Washington fit at fullback in your opinion? Let me know. No answer's wrong. I'm just asking your point. This is the Great Saint Think Tank. Not just about me sitting up here running my mouth. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think about Dwayne Washington as a fullback? Would it be a good idea? Let me know. Derek thinks so. Thank you, Derek. Pelicans Nola says Ty Montgomery is going to be the closer for the New Orleans Saints this year on our Super Bowl run. Thank you, fam. Appreciate that. Let's see. Jason Key said Breezy come Breezy come back. Chemo Slice said I think that Sean will make the same mistake with AK that he did with Malcolm Jenkins. Oh, I hope not, bro. I hope not. Okay. Dada says can't guard in the building. Pelicans. Okay, Derek crazy. Dada having fun. Jaslow 12. What up, fam? How you doing, Jaslow? He says I don't want to trade Sheldon Rankins' value, but he's injury prone. He has the propensity to be injured, but he's in his final year. Do you view him as a trade candidate? I don't know if the trade value you would get much out of Rankins if he's seen as such. I think probably the Saints' best option is to hold on to him because the Saints, Slick Side have made a decision on the guys that they want. They've gotten, they paid David Onyemata. And I thought they wouldn't pay David Onyemata. I thought they would let David Onyemata walk, but they paid him. So they've paid over Onyemata. So what does that leave Sheldon Rankins? Then you still got Malcolm Brown there. So I don't know if we could trade him because, like I said, his trade value is not that much because, he coming off his back-to-back injuries. I think the best thing is probably hold on to Sheldon Rankins and see what he can do. Now, he was a guy who has a lot of promise, but, you want to hold on to a guy like that because what if we get an injury somewhere? And I know we deep at that position, but I don't know. I think I don't know if we get full value in a trade with Sheldon Rankins. Thank you, Jeslo 12. Thank you. Appreciate you. Braden says, you think Rankins is gone after this year with all the people the Saints need to pay? It's a good chance, Braden. It's a good chance, my friend, that he's definitely gone. I don't see this unless he takes we got a lot of people to pay. And I'm thinking if you're looking at in terms of the importance of the signing, it could mean problems for Sheldon Rankins because the Saints got to sign Alvin Kamara, Marshawn Lattimore. You got Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk. You got Kamara who need to get done. And then behind him, you got Alex Anzalone, Marcus Williams. Where does Sheldon Rankins fall in there? Then what kind of season do we have? If you have a big season, you might want to command some money. But you got guys coming up: Shai Tuttle, Taylor Stallworth, Malcolm Roach, who a lot of people are expecting. So he might. It might be safe to say that Rankins could be gone. This could be his last year. The Saints are loaded at the defensive interior position into the foreseeable future. Sheldon, they got Onyemata there. I know behind him is Shai Tuttle, who's big. Taylor Stallworth, they like him a lot. There is Malcolm Roach there and several other undrafted guys that you can move and cycle through. Marcus Hunt ain't going to be after the year. He's on a 1-year deal. But if you look at some of the guys the Saints are bringing in who are undrafted guys who are really cheap, you could say Sheldon Rankins is in a bit of a pickle here. I would have to agree with you on that, Brady. It could be one of those guys that don't come back unless he take a really cheap deal to come back. He could take probably a 1-year deal and come back and try to earn another contract or something like that, or try to show that he could do something. But I think Sheldon Rankins, for lack of better words, is probably done after this year, to be honest with you. David Onyemata is the guy. It was like a race to who gets the contract, and David Onyemata beat him in the foot race simply by the fact that Sheldon Rankins wasn't able to do it because he was injured so much. And David Onyemata, not so much. David Onyemata has been playing the majority of his time with the Saints. So I have to agree with you, Braden. I think Sheldon Rankins is in a pickle. Might be his last year. Just Low 12 says, between Clowny and Everson Griffin, I choose Griffin. I agree with you. I like Griffin's stability. I love Griffin's track record of success. I'll have to agree with you, Just Low 12. Thank you. Derek says, you tired of the shimmy shake. Chemo Slice says, they will get some touches, no doubt. He's a good running back. Okay. I agree. That's what I was saying. I wanted to gauge the Great Say Think Tank move about what does Washington look like at the fullback position. Because the fullbacks we have, man, do anybody have any confidence in those guys? Seriously. The Ortiz guy or the Burton guy, do anybody have any confidence in those guys? I mean, seriously, I was like, who are these guys? You know, do you really want to keep a fullback on your active roster who doesn't do that much? Dwayne Washington already plays special teams. And then you give him the fullback job, he'll be a starting fullback, and he also can get in there and play special teams for you. You know, he can help out on special team. So like I'm saying, because they ain't going to be employing the fullback position every play. Only certain plays they'll use it, so he can still play the special teams. So, you know, like I'm saying, I would like to use Dwayne Walsh. I think you get more value if you put him there. And it's not like he can't do what a Burton or Ortiz do. I think he can do a lot better than those guys. I mean, you're talking about a running back that averages 6 yards a carry. This guy, Dwayne Washington. Jaslow 12 says, Dwayne fullback, that's cool. Okay, thank you. He agrees. All right, Jay says, I forgot about the Roach. Yeah. Sports Talk 365. What up, fam? He says, watch Rankin sign with New England and ball out. Why New England, Sport Talk? Why would you say New England? That just feel like the move, huh? But yeah, he that's the thing. I don't see him here. Y'all guys tell me. It's just everything pushing against him. It was a race between him and Onyemata. Remember, they came in the same year. Rankins was out of Louisville with the first round pick that year, and in the fourth round of the same draft, they picked up Onyemata out of somewhere, Canada somewhere. And he was super raw, but you had injuries that forced him in to play a lot, and he played and gotten better and better and better and better and better. But he kept playing where Rankins got hurt several times, had to sit down. Well, while he was sitting down and rehabbing, Onyemata was still out there busting ass, making stuff happen. Onyemata beat him to the money first. And that's what it came down to. We're not going to pay both of those guys. Onyemata got the money. That means Rankin's in trouble, especially by the fact the Saints have Shy Tuttle, Taylor Stallworth, Malcolm Roach, and all these other dudes that's coming up, and probably whoever else they find next year. It's definitely a bad way for Sheldon Rankins. But I agree. He definitely going to ball out for somebody if he can stay healthy. But I definitely say this is his last year with the Saints. For obvious reasons. I think he's probably one of the most obvious you pick 'em guys that's not going to be here next year. Sheldon Rankins would probably be your most obvious Saint that probably won't be here next year. That he'll be somewhere else next year. Sheldon Rankins is a clear cut dude in that. You know, it's just I don't see them paying him like that. Just listen, do you think that Just Low 12 says, do you think that will fit the face mask for Corona but make able for players able to be? I think something they're going to design something. I know that I was reading an article that they were talking about doing something, a face protection or something underneath the mask that the player can wear. And there was something that, they was talking about, like an attachment or something like that you put there so they could be able to breathe. And because when you're playing football and you got something on your face, you run in and you breathe and heavy. So whatever it is, it has to be able to still protect you, but then still allow you to breathe. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's some interesting material out there, but we'll see what they do. But that's what I'm hearing. I remember, and I showed you, the family members, pictures of a mask. They said it wasn't a real mask, it's just somebody made some stuff up, but they were showing you the Darth Vader mask that Uncle Paulie was making fun of the last broadcast. They were pretty much saying that it looks similar to that with a breathing apparatus on the front of the thing. It could be. I don't just see them going out there with no protection underneath the mask. Either something underneath the mask or maybe something attached to the mask. So if it's attached to the mask, it would have to cover this. It would have to cover the entire face area, like guarded what would be like an eye shield, and then something attached to the area underneath the shield so you could be able to breathe through like a filter or something. Now I don't know if how that get you hotter. It's just, we just have to see, but that would probably be the best choice, because you would want something over your eyes, because if you hit somebody and he's spitting and come in your face and all that kind of stuff and all this kind of stuff, and you don't want that to do, so you would probably have to do this, that, and third, and cover your nose and face and all this kind of stuff, and this, and stuff like that. It's just, they have not got down to it yet, but like I said, there's still a lot of time for that news to break out about that. So matter of fact, let me show y'all. I know some of y'all probably hadn't seen it before. Give me just a second and I'll put you this. Now this is not the real mask. It's just the give you an idea of what it could look like, and I'm gonna just show you. And I know some of y'all have seen it, probably some of y'all haven't, but we're not saying this excuse me, we're not saying this is the actual mask, but this is, I'm just giving you an idea of what it could look like. And this, right here, so you can see it right here. It's the Chicago Bears helmet. Look like Darth Vader. He do look like Darth Vader, right? But as you can see, you can look at it, some type of filter here on the front of the mask itself, right? You can see it's like a filter or a breathing apparatus filter, and then you can see the complete face. The eyes are covered with the shield here. And it's an enclosed situation. It's like everything's closed in, and the air or whatever portion this player will have to breathe will have to come through this apparatus here. So it's, that's an idea, of what it could look like. We don't know now, but that, they're still working a lot of that out to see if this what it is. I know it looks kind of weird, family, but, this what it could look like, Kind of weird, huh? But it is what it is, family. This we living under. All right, let's keep it going. Space Ghost says, what up, Space Ghost? Who that to you, fam? Says Dwayne Washington is all around back. I like that idea. He actually is a great running back. Thank you, Space Ghost. Appreciate you that. Hope the Saints get that, man. How do you, because that's what I'd be doing. If I was Sean Payton, I'd be sitting there in my imagination saying, you know what? Looking at the fullback position, the fullback, I'm not really that much enthralled by him. What if we could take, because we're the positionless football, right? That's what I always say, positionless football. We the positionless football team. If we're the positionless football, then to convert a running back with a bull style like Dwayne Washington, who's used to physicality because he plays on special teams, into a fullback. And when you do that, he already better than Ortiz. Or you can roll Ortiz and the other guy up together, and they still wouldn't be better than one Dwayne Washington. Plus, you can still use him as a running back in short plays when you want to. You can still give him the ball. Remember, this guy averages 6 yards a rush. You can still give him the ball, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm in favor of it. I think it'll be a terrific idea to raise the overall play. Plus, Dwayne Washington will make the team based on that. I like that idea. Y'all let me know. All right, John Knowles says Washington at fullback is a good idea, but Peyton never runs the ball consistently, so he would still be limited in part-time. That's true. He would be limited as a fullback. You're absolutely right, John. But remember, he still will be able to get out there and play special teams, so he'll still be playing special teams because he's a pretty decent special teams person as well. But you can still use him at fullback and even at running back if you need him to. So you could throw him in there, like say, pretend like you're going to do a sweep through, a toss out to Alvin Kamara, and you just turn and hand the ball to Dwayne Washington, and he busts up there and get the first down or the touchdown. I mean, it gives you options, you know what I'm saying? But I like that idea as well. Thank you, bro. Pelican said that's going to be our new theme song, Breezy Come Back, because it's all about you. I just can't. Breezy Come Back. I ain't gonna bust it out on y'all no more. I ain't gonna bust it out. They ain't gonna do it no more. Thank you, baby. Jaslow 12 said, I value the game, but value players more. Thank you. Steve Wynn, who that? Steve. Lane Justice, what up, Lane? Who that? He says, fun fact, the common flu kills more people than the coronavirus. This whole thing is being used as public porn to maintain control over the public and keep everyone in panic. Stay woke. Thank you, Lane. That was put out like a PSA, baby. Thank you for that information. And very true, man. It was a graphic that I seen, a medical graphic that was placed by some very smart doctors, by the way, and virologists. They did it. They put it out and they showed all of them, and it was way down. And most stuff you're supposed to weigh about way up here, TB and all this other stuff. It's just amazing, man. We just, like you say, stay woke. And like I've said before, just because you wake up to something don't mean you won't have the propensity or ability to fall back to sleep, because the programming don't stop. The programming is going to continue to come. And a lot of people have bought into it hook, line, and sinker. And there is definitely something out here. You know, it's like I've said, there's something out here. They ain't gonna play with you and say that we ain't nothing out there. Oh no, they got something out there. And then they're gonna have most stuff when it get cold, because they're telling you. They're gonna tell, well, when the winter time is gonna do this, that we're expecting this. How you expecting all that? How you know? How you know that it'll die before the summertime? How you know? How you so confident on it? How you know? It's just questions like that I ask because I don't know who these people are that's telling me this. You're saying that you're this guy from here and there. I don't know who you are. You're not like my doctor that I go to my doctor and talk and have a conversation. I know that doctor. I go to that doctor. It's my doctor. You see what I'm saying? It's just some guy off of television. You know, I'm just saying this, that I'm just saying, man, you got to do your own research and not just believe because they prop somebody up in front of you. Thank you for that, Lane. Says people have to put all, he says, who that Eddie? Lane says people have bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. Absolutely. Eddie, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat as well. Justlo 12 said Lane Jasons may be political or not, but people are valued. Thank you, Justlo. Chemo says he can definitely get a few 4th and 1 conversions. He averaging 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry. I love it. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, Steve, and happy 4th to you, my friend. Thank you for your super chat. Much love to you, Steve Wynn. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate it. Jermaine Scobie. What up, Jermaine? Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Revolt Control. He says, how is he a blocker? Zach Line was a linebacker destroyer. I'm just saying, the guy is... He blocks. I've seen him block when he gets back there and he have to block for the quarterback and whatnot. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. His blocking would be an issue. But, bro, he plays special teams. You know, couldn't he not learn how to do what a fullback is and be able to take out a linebacker or so? You know, I mean, that's my thing is, could he learn that? And his attributes, his athletic ability makes him better than the fullbacks they have already. And I think it'd be he would have to, of course, learn how to become a fullback. But I'm just throwing it out there. I think it would definitely need some to be looked into. I'm thinking it could be a help because outside of that, Dwayne Washington's not making a team. You keeping 4? Is anybody keeping 4 running backs on this team and a fullback? I mean, if you don't do the conversion like I'm saying, then you might lose Dwayne Washington because do anybody out there think that Sean Payton's going to keep 4 running backs and 1 fullback? How many running backs do we keep here, family? Y'all answer that in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a number. How many running backs? Because Revolt poses an interesting question. But if you don't convert them, how many running backs do the Saints keep this year? Do they keep 4? Do they keep 3? And do we keep a fullback there? So to be 3 and a fullback, 4 and a fullback, how many do we keep? Y'all let me know. Demi Who that says they need masks with AC. It's going to be hot and stanky in them masks, I tell you what. That's funny, Demi. Thank you. JT says Marcus Williams will be going after this year. That experiment is over. I don't know, bro. Dennis Allen loves Marcus Williams, man. He loves him. But I do think Marcus Williams could be following Sheldon Rankins out the door too, because I don't know if the Saints will pay Marcus Williams all of that money. He's going to get a payday from somebody, and I don't think it'll be the Saints. I don't know if the Saints will pay him. We'll see, man. Because, you know, I didn't think they'll pay Onyemata, but I didn't think they'll pay Andrews Pete. But these are really weird circumstances, and those circumstances might repeat themselves next year, where the Saints might not have an opportunity to go out and see somebody, and they might say, you know what, we can't go see somebody, just bring Marcus back. You see what I'm saying? That could happen. Who's seen Andrews Pete resigning with the Saints to the point where he signed a deal making him one of the top 5 largest, highest paid guards in the league? Who's seen that? I most certainly didn't see it. Even though I said pay him, I was like, man, the Saints ain't gonna pay Andrews Pete, man. But they paid him. Why? Because they couldn't find a better lineman out there than him. They couldn't find him, so they say, you know what? Pay him the money. Pay him the money. Is that a situation that could occur next year? It's possible. Because if you're anticipating this crap being around next year, then we could have a repeat of what we had this past offseason. You get what I'm saying? This could happen again. If they can't find another player, then Marcus, they could say, just bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring Sheldon back too. You know, well, it's not Sheldon because they got people already there in-house that can replace him. You ain't got nobody in-house to take Marcus Williams' position. I'm sorry to say, you know. I mean, you got Saquon Hampton there, but Saquon Hampton is a big question mark, man. Big question mark. I like him, but he a question mark. Oh, thank you, JT. Mr. Boombastic say, who that, y'all? Who that to you, Mr. Boombastic? Good to see you there, family. Much love to you. Steve say, waiting for football. I know, family. We all waiting. Dominic says a 3. Okay, 3 running backs. Thank you, Dominic. Chemo says 3 running backs. Steve says 4 of them. Okay, Steve says 4. Jermaine says 3. Lane says 3. Byron says only 3 running backs and 2 fullbacks. Byron believed they keep 3 running backs and 2 fullbacks. Wow. Steve says 3 and 1 fullback. Okay. Jaslow says I like Hamilton safety when he can get a shot since Precinct maybe not here, and Joe Bashi don't play. Okay. I don't. Mr. Boombastic says 2 in a fullback, so he like 2 running backs and a fullback. Interesting. You know, Steve says, I think Steve's the only one that said 4 running backs. Well, if that's the case, those 3 running backs that you guys are picking, I'm pretty sure you're going to see the obvious 2 of Kamara and Murray. And the third, right, is Ty Montgomery. Do any of your running backs, the guys that pick number 3, I'm talking to Dominic, Chemo, Jermaine, Lane, Byron, any of you guys that pick the 3 running backs, are any of those 3 running backs Dwayne Washington? Any of them? I promise you they're not. Every last one of y'all probably got Ty Montgomery making it. Y'all answer that question for me. Let's see. Mr. Boombastic says 2 in the fullback. Jermaine says, okay. Good energy in here, so it's Lane. Pelicans Nola says, what about the mask attached to the chin strap? Okay. Yeah. Well, would it be effective like if you just take the mask off? You know how some of them just unstrap the chin strap and let it hang? But that mask will always be there. See, that's the thing we have to figure. It's going to be a very unique thing that they'll have to do. You know, they'll have to deal with. We'll see, man. It's going to be a very unique year, man. Very unique. And you might, them masks might have to come with their own air conditioning. You might have to leave like a little battery pack or something attached to the small of their back or something. You know what I'm saying? They got a little. Thank you, Jeslow12. Appreciate your super chat, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Says cool. All right. Let's see. Let's keep it going. Jermaine says, is Clowny more interested in the Cowgirls instead of the Saints? I keep hearing that. That's articles being written by pro-Cowboy people that keep pushing the narrative toward the Cowboys. But let me say this. The Cowboys can't have both Jamal Adams and Jadeveon Clowney, because the rumors are circulating that they're interested in a trade for Jamal Adams. They're also there's Dallas fixated with them, so something got to give. I mean, right? Something's got to give. I don't know, but most of those articles, I've read a lot of those articles too. They're written by pro Cowboy people, but there's still no word on it yet. But we'll see, man. It's the act, because he wants $15 million a year from various reports that I'm reading. Nobody's not the Cowboys got about $11 million. So if they need $4 million to free up to give them the $15 million, then they'll be bottomed out. The Saints have to free up. They're at 9. They have to free up a little bit more. They could do that by simply getting rid of guys like Nick Easton, and Mario was Jr., Patrick Robinson. You could free up another $8-9 million by simply releasing them. But the Saints could, if it's Kamara in play right now, if they're negotiating with Kamara, how much of that money pulls off of that cap this year? How much of that is impacted by this year if they renegotiate with Kamara right now, which could be problematic. But there could be an issue where Mickey Loomis could simply go around there by having a super low figure for Kamara this year, and then it has a step increase throughout the duration of his contract. You know how Mickey do. My point is the Saints can they can get Kamara and Clowny if they wanted them to. They could, and they have several players they can free to get them. We'll just have to wait and see, bro. We'll just have to wait and see on it because a few things have to take place, and I don't think until we see Nick Easton get cut. When you see Nick Easton get cut or they release Nick Easton, then you're gonna start seeing something shake. Money gotta flow some kind of way, and if you see Easton go, then you see something they up to something. We'll see how it shake, man. We'll see how it shake. It's interesting and it's fun to just look. Thank you. Let's see. Demi says, Q, you have a nice voice. Sing where once. He says, sing where once, twice, 4 times. A Super Bowl run, but I still love my Saints. Try singing that, Q. Yo, once. Bust that Lionel Richie on him, Demi. I can't do it, baby. I wish I had to drink like some of them R&B singers do. They drink eggs to loosen their voice up. It's just not my skill, but I play around. Thank you, Demi. Appreciate you, baby. Lane says, Pelican, we're worried about wearing a mask in contact sports where there is potential to break bones. What kind of logic is that? Lane Justice is that's pretty interesting, man. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Chemo says, yes, because I believe Ty Montgomery will be using Taysom Hill's old role. Thank you, that Chemo. James Van Court says, Sean Payton's going back to the old school with Sean and 3 running backs. He started to think, I think Shanahan kind of got that under his skin using 3 backs on us, LOL, and now he got back to it, the old school Sean Payton. Love that. But see, Shanahan took a lot of that from Sean Payton because the 49ers team, even though they paid a lot of money to get Garoppolo there, their team is not predicated on being a high-powered, explosive offense with Garoppolo throwing the ball around. They will run the ball on your ass. They spent a lot of money on their running game. They really did. They spent a lot of money on their running game, and they intend on using those guys. And I just love the idea of having those 3 type of backs, because if you effectively running 3 type of running backs, that throws that defense off because you got to get used to the styles of those runners. And then when you got this guy, I got this run, the big guy running, and you be able to tackle him. Then you hit him with the speed option, the satellite back. You can do so much. You know what I'm saying? You can even have them out there at the same time if you need them. And with the Saints 3 running backs, you could put out Kamara, Latavius Murray, and Ty Montgomery on the field at the same time. And still just confuse the hell out of the defense, because Ty Montgomery is running back, really a wide receiver, but he playing running back. But you can line him up in the slot. You can put him and Kamara in there at the same time. So much you can do with the Saints offense with these different personnel pieces. It's amazing. That's why I'm so excited, because it's positionless football, and we're going to see true positionless football. The defensive coordinator is going to have nightmares, because they're not going to be able to figure out who's who and what's what. You don't know who this guy, what he's going to. It's just so much, man, and it's going to be fun. And I most certainly would be eager to see the 3 running back system with Sean Payton running those running backs. I would love to see that, man. I was always a major advocate of using the 3 backs to take pressure off one. If you was using that last year, you would have got a full Kamara the entire year. You wouldn't have gotten him hurt. And that's the thing that I was upset about, because I'm like, man, you rushing him too much. Mix them up. Put Latavius Murray in there. Put this other guy in, Dwayne Washington. You have Dwayne Washington averaging 5 yards a season. Another question for Payton is, Coach Payton, you got Latavius Murray and Dwayne Washington. These guys averages 4 and 5 yards a carry. Why aren't they not running? I would love to have a guy that averages 5 yards a carry as my running back. If I got a running back that averages 5 yards a carry, that means every time I give him the ball, 2 carries gets me a first down. Who would not want that type of back? So, I mean, I don't understand. If the guy was averaging 3 yards a carry, you'd be like, oh, I don't know about him. But the guy's averaging half of what you need to get a first down. I mean, I just don't get that aspect. 3 running back system definitely will work. He could have did it last year. You know, you'll see. Let's see. Derek says 4 running backs and use Washington as a fullback. Thank you, Derek. Dominique says Montgomery takes Quan's spot. Okay. Chemo says, just because I believe Ty Montgomery will be used Taysom. James says, Sean Payton. Okay, now I read that one. 985 says 4 running backs. Mr. Boomback says you could put Taysom in as a running back too. That's true. Positionless football. But I tell you, man, we got a lot of goodness going on. Revolt says Montgomery over Washington. Oh, man. Byron says got Ty going to be third running back, but not Dwayne. He'll play special teams. Chemo says Dwayne is one of my 3 backs. Okay. Oh, is he? Okay. Okay. I got you. Dominic says Washington third running back spot. Okay. Steve says no more spitting and butt slapping. I got a smiley face there. Professor 50, or was that Professor .504? Who that to your family? Thank you for joining the live stream. 3 running back Taysom Hill is going to eat a spot. Thank you, family. Appreciate that. Ramsey Ward said the players may have to play with Darth Vader Stormtrooper style helmet instead of a face mask. Looking like it. Definitely looking at it. Like that's a really good one. A Stormtrooper type helmet. That's funny. That'd be weird looking too to see that, but that's how it is. That's what it's gonna be, fam. Ramsey says the players may have. Okay, I just read that. Lane said I can hear the football announcer now. The player's blown up. The ball carrier is tackled in the backfield for a loss. He's slow to get back up, but the good news, he's wearing his mask. You can hear L. Michael saying that. You know you're gonna say it. Just Low 12 says, I'm curious, since Aaron Glenn loves press coverage, would they reach back out to Tremaine Johnson? I don't know. Remember, they did that. They did reach out to Tremaine Johnson before. This was some time ago. He is available, and people don't mention him. We hear about Talib. We hear about even Morris Claiborne. We hear about guys like Logan Ryan. You hear about the rumors were circulating around Dre Kirkpatrick. But Tremaine Johnson is an interesting big cornerback that could help. But damn, I wonder what he would want to come here and play. One could only wait and find out, family. But that wouldn't be a good idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea to investigate. I don't know though. That would be interesting. Thank you for that, Just Low 12. Lane says my take is to send them boys out there and let them play ball. They're tough. It's an insult to them to make them wear a mask. They pride themselves in being warriors. Stop bubble wrapping everything. Thank you, Lane. Appreciate it. Professor .504 says Tommy Stevens is going to take up another roster spot. That is true. A lot of people believe Tommy Stevens is not going to make the team. The Saints going to practice squad him. And I said, why do you feel that way when Sean Payton he basically negotiated this guy, when they drafted Tommy Stevens, away, and then he went through that little spiel when he was shooting his little I got you at the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, Joe Brady over there, that he had Tommy Stevens got in before him. I don't see why would Sean Payton then put him on the practice squad. Well, Carolina and Brady can end up pulling him off of that. That don't make no sense to me unless he's hurt or they figured, okay, we made a mistake on this guy. That's the only way I see it. But if he's healthy and Sean Payton sees him as such, he sees that guy as Taysom Hill Part 2. He's going to make the roster. At what position? I don't know. It would be safe to say might be tight end. It could be tight end. It could be fullback. I don't know. But I think that the Saints open the season up with 4 tight ends. And that's the truth. It depending on where these guys, even though, and then don't be fooled by the position, label. Don't be fooled by that, because even though Taysom Hill's a QB, we know he's not going to be playing QB, not that much anyway. He's going to be running back, wide receiver, doing special teams, all this kind of stuff. So don't get fooled by the label. Like you have Ty Montgomery. Montgomery, they call him a running back, but he wears number 88. He's really a converted wide receiver, and he kept his wide receiver number. You can still put him in a slot. So, what I'm saying? It's a lot of these players is the same way. And we have a lot of players that's like that you can put them in they're this player, this position, but you going to play them in another position. And I think that's why the Saints going to be so dangerous, because you're going to have so many position changes out there. It'll make your head spin. Thank you. Appreciate that, Professor .504. Much love. Braden says, what do you think of that Ramsey's contract will look like? Tunzel led the league in penalties, but got $22 million a year. I was really amazed about that Tunzel. Now, Tunzel's good. Laramie Tunzel's good. But I think Ryan Ramczyk is something special. Ramczyk came in and you knew off the bat that he was going to be something. I think probably his stuff is going to be kind of astronomical. I can actually look that up for you right quick. Give me just a second, Braden, because I could look that up and give you a straight up number on that, on what the contract could look like for a guy like Ryan Ramczyk. Because you right, Tunzel $22 million a year, that's a lot. And you can only expect Ryan Ramczyk, of all people, to get a hell of a lot more than that. Hold on here. Let me see what Ramczyk. Let me see if I can get a kind. But the Saints have been banking on these guys. And if you look at a guy like Ryan Ramczyk, you got to think if it's $22 million, we got to go bigger than that. Give me just a second. Okay, I found him. Give me just a second. I'll give you an answer on that. Yeah, you looking at his current deal, 4 years at $8.8 million. You talk about somebody that overplayed the hell out of their contract. Is Ryan Ramczyk, and he making the most money he's ever made. Well, he got one more year here, according to this. 2021, 2021, his contract balloons to 11.1. Remember, the Saints kicked in at 5 years, so next year will be the 5 years because he was drafted in 2017. 2018, 2019, 2020, that's year 4, year 5. In year 5, 2021 is year 5 for Ryan Ramczyk. The Saints, matter of fact, extended the contracts of both Marshawn Lattimore and Ryan Ramczyk. Y'all remember that? We covered that, matter of fact. And into the 5th year, in the 5th year of the contract, according to this, is $11 million for a season, which is still half of what he really valued at if you look at Tunzel. But once the deal gets done, you're looking at like a $23+ million deal on Ryan Ramczyk. He's going to get paid, man. He's definitely going to get paid, man. It's amazing, man. But he's scheduled to make in 2021, this year, and 2020, 1.6. What a steal the Saints have with this kid. And then you look at 2021, Ryan Ramczyk's goal from 1.6, which is his 2020 money, to 11 million in 2021. And it's amazing, man. Let me look. Just give me a second. It just sparked my curiosity. Let me look up Marshawn Lattimore's contract too, family. Give me just a second. Let me look his contract up. I just got to scratch a curious itch of mine to look at his. Okay, hold on here. Okay, same deal with Marshawn Lattimore. Okay, the Saints extended. Of course, the first round draft picks, they get the 5-year contract. You get the option to extend that 5th year. The Saints chose that option to extend them out into 2021. So they're locked down to the end of 2021. Marshawn Lattimore's contract in 2021 jumps to $10 million. Okay, so he's making 2.5 now. 2.5 million in 2021. It jumps to 10.2 million. So he'll be making 10 million next year unless they renegotiate Ramczyk. Now, their contracts don't expire. Ramczyk and Lattimore's contracts do not expire until after the year 2021. Okay? But yeah, they both have big jumps there, man. To be honest with you, jumping high. So we'll see. I just wanted to know that. But yeah, he's definitely going to be priced in the 20 million once his contract is. He's going to be in the top 3 or the top 5 highest paid offensive linemen at his position. Very interesting. Thank you for that question. It sparked a little interest in me to go and look it up. Kelvin, what up, Kelvin from Phoenix, Arizona? Who that to Kelvin? Much love to you, Kelvin. Good to see you. JT says, personally, I think Ty is insurance for the wide receiver position. Okay, thank you, bro. I think that's not a bad idea. I think he's insurance for the wide receiver position and for Kamara. If Kamara, something happens to Elvin, he goes down with an injury, you still can use some of the similar plays for Elvin Kamara. So having insurance is good. And Ty is good wide receiver because he would definitely, if you look behind Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas, who do you really have? You got Deontay Harris, but Deontay is going to be in a special teams run. But who do you have outside of that who you can really count on? Then people start talking about Traquan Smith and Maurice Harris. Then you get into the question mark crew. You know, you got Austin Carr, who the team likes a lot, but Austin hadn't been healthy. So, yeah, true that Ty Montgomery could be the perfect slot man too. I think Ty Montgomery is going to be doing a number of things for the Saints offense. The wide receiver coach was going goo goo gaga for Ty Montgomery because they know they're going to use him as a wide receiver, as a running back. He got kick if you need him to operate as a kick return, punt return. If Deontay Harris having some issues, you can slide Ty Montgomery back there. He has that position as well. So it's several different things. He's insurance for a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that. Thank you, JT. Mr. Bombastic, wonder if a helmet that connected to the shoulder pads will help neck injuries like a bubble, but one you could actually see through. I don't know. That would be interesting. I know they'd be going through studying them, and I remember the guy was talking about this a long time ago. It's like they had a helmet that they had made which would stop neck injuries, would protect, but it looked so awkward that a lot of people didn't really want to wear that helmet. It looked strange. Today's athlete, they don't want the padding. If you remember, some of the big linebackers had those big, massive shoulder pads. You go back and think about guys like Mike Singletary and people like that had those massive shoulder pads on. Well, they used that padding because they was hitting with their shoulder and it would brace that impact. Today's athlete, they're wearing like the pads are like similar to what a quarterback wears. I'm like, it's making you more streamlined and faster because the offensive lineman, would grab you and hold on to, grab your shoulder pads and would, hold on to you. Never stop John Randall or Chris Dolman or some of the best defensive linemen, because offensive linemen are holding your ass. Some of them guys was so swift on the feet. What they would do is when they put their jersey on, they would take bacon grease and hair grease, bacon grease and slippery substances and rub it on their jersey, and to stop so they can't be held. Where they make it tie all this stuff up real tight so the guy couldn't get a hold to them, and then they would rub themselves down so they can make themselves slick. They did all kind of stuff, man, just to gain an advantage. But what I'm saying, you'd be slippery and you'd be able to get some stuff happening, but you can't get away from the flies. But I mean, it was, man, I tell you. But if you look at today's athlete in the NFL, everything is tight and small, and they're faster. They're faster, which makes for exciting football because you're running into guys faster than some of the old guys doing because they ain't have all extra stuff on them. But at the same time, you don't have the padding to absorb the collision, so you seeing those injuries occur. So they want it to look good. That's the thing. It's safety, and then a lot of these guys want to look good. They don't want to look like an astronaut playing football. You see what I'm saying? But I remember the guy was talking about they had a helmet that they used that could stop the neck injuries and it lessens the concussions. But a lot of players didn't want to wear it because it looked really weird. It looked like, like astronaut stuff, and they didn't want to wear it because I guess they would be ridiculed or made fun of or what have you. But it's a part of it. They want safety, but they want it to look good again. So that's a part of it. They want the safety aspect, but they want to look cool while they're doing it. And that's a part of it. Let's see. Lane said it doesn't help. And Lane says it doesn't help with the internet emphasizing the C deal. Can't go to YouTube without saying something about it. Back before the internet was around, people would live as if nothing was going on. Yes, it's a push. It's a push. Technology has been a blessing and a curse, man. I know, fam. I know. Especially with the wrong people using it. John Thompson says, can Stevens get stashed? Can Stevens get stashed on IR? I guess he can get stashed on IR if he's hurt. And you can stash him. I guess the only thing you have to say is he's hurt. And if he's really hurt, then you can stash him on that IR. You can. But he has to be hurt. Are you insinuating that we stash him on falsified? I think Stevens is a part. Sean Payton wants to see what Stevens does. He sees him as Taysom Hill, man. And like I said, I've seen him. The guy, I've seen footage of Stevens play. I don't know. We'll see. He's very athletic. He's nowhere near Taysom. Hill's athleticism level, but Sean Payton sees something in him, so we'll see. Jeslo says, do you think Emmanuel Butler make the roster this time? I like rookie from Tennessee, but most of them will not make the team. Okay, thank you, Jeslo 12. I don't know about Emmanuel Butler, man. The jury's still out on him. We covered him in one of our wide receiver breakdown specials, and I think I talked about him on the last show. Emmanuel Butler, to me, he's an enigma. He had a terrific couple of camps last year, and then he got into the preseason games and was dropping balls. He disappeared in the preseason. I was like, oh, might have another Brandon Coleman here. So I mean, I don't know about Emmanuel Butler. They were enthused about his size and his ability, but he disappeared last year. And I don't know, man. LaJordan Humphrey just took off and never looked back. Remember that LaJordan Humphrey was on the active roster and everything. Emmanuel Butler never once sniffed the active roster. He never looked his way. He stayed there the whole time. Even when they could have pulled him off the practice squad and put him on the team before they signed Krishawn Hogan. Remember, they brought Krishawn Hogan straight off the street, straight into right on the active roster. Remember that? Where you had Emmanuel Butler sitting there on the practice while the Saints didn't reach on the practice squad and grab Butler and put him on the active roster. He knew more of the playbook than Krishawn Hogan did. Why did they not go and get Emmanuel Butler? Because they don't believe in Emmanuel Butler. He got to step up and show out. And now last year, he had a really good opportunity last year to do. He didn't seize the opportunity. This year, he has a really difficult time because Marquez Callaway, to me, is something you got to keep your eye on, because I think this kid, out of all the wide receivers, has a great chance to make the team because he does everything the Saints need a wide receiver to do. He's big. He's 6'2". He's about 200-something pounds. He's fast, not super fast, but he can run. He catches contested balls like that's his thing. If you got people climbing all over you and you need a guy to catch it, Marquez Callaway makes the difficult catch. And he also kick returns and punt returns. He was averaging, I think, like 20-something odd yards, plus yards or something like that, every catch he made. So I'm like, this dude here is a diamond in the rough, but he's probably out of all of the unheard guys, the unknown guys, he is probably the most important, like the most specialized, special of those guys. And then you got to look at Maurice Harris too, because Maurice Harris is also big. He's also fast. He can catch, and he has a up on Marquez Callaway because he's been in the NFL. He's been exposed to several teams. He was with the Redskins and the Patriots. He's also a special team guy, kick return, punt return. He also has the size and speed at the position, and he can also catch. So Maurice Harris, and Marquez Callaway is two Saints that's not named Emmanuel Sanders or Mike Thomas or Deontay Harris who could make the team. Because you would need guys who can play special teams as well, and both of these guys can run, catch, and play special teams. So, and they got size. So watch out for Maurice Harris and Marquez Callaway. Just telling you. Thank you for that, though, fam. Sufine says around Lane Johnson contract. Okay. Scoob says Jermaine, says once Drew is gone after the season, the Saints money will be much more available. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you, Derek. Please hit the like button, family. If you're in the stream, got over 50 people. Please feel free to hit the like button. Hit the like button. It helps out big time. And feel free to share the show as well, family, as we keep going. Okay, let's keep it going. 95 Live says, I'm back, y'all. I missed a lot. I know. Pelican says, Nola says, damn, it feels good. The whole NFL is saying the rich get richer when the Saints signed Alvin Kamara and Jadeveon Clowney. And everybody thinking the Cowboys trying to sign Clowny and Jamal Adams. And I've seen somebody say, would that make the Cowboys the Super Bowl team? I don't know. Jamal Adams is good back there. And Jadeveon Clowney would definitely be a help opposite of Lawrence, but that don't do a damn thing for your offense. Just saying. I mean, that don't do a damn thing for your offense. But Alvin Kamara and Clowney would be the perennial. That would be excellent to get Kamara on the lockdown deal, Clowney on the deal. But what the Clowney deal looks like, he's not getting $15 million from the Saints. he would have to settle between something like 10 or 12 million if they won't give him that. And the way Mickey would do it, you know how Mickey would do it. You know, Mickey would do something where he give him this amount. I mean, and do a phantom deal. He said we signed him to a 50. We give him a $13 million contract. The first year is $1 million. The second year is the rest of the money and then some. He'd be like, hold on, but it's a 1 year deal. Yeah, but it's a phantom deal. He did the same thing with AJ Klein. A lot of people don't remember. He signed AJ Klein. The last contract they signed AJ Klein's contract and put a bunch of phantom years behind the contract to extend out the money. That's what he does. That's the key to it. Like he did it this year with Drew Brees. He signed Drew Brees to a 2-year deal, but when you break it down, it's actually a 4-year deal. And 2 of the 4 years, which are the 2 years behind the current years, is 2 phantom non-playable years where the money is dispersed out 2 years for Drew Brees. You get what I'm saying? So that type of creative contract shit that Mickey Loomis would do. We keep forgetting that. Mickey Loomis can sign Jadeveon Clowney and say, okay, we're going to sign you to the $15 million, $16 million, he go $15 million contract or $14 million contract, and say, okay, Jadeveon Clowney gets $2 million this year with a $5 or $6 or $7 million signing bonus, right? And then and then the second year of the deal, he has the rest of the money in it kicked into a phantom year. They do that all the time. He do it all the time. He spread that money out. The Jenkins contract is a 4-year contract, but really it could be broke down into a 2-year contract. Look at that Jenkins contract. I'm telling you, it's 4 years, but it's really 2 years. You know, I'm telling you, Mickey Loomis is pretty shrewd when it comes down to manipulating those contracts. So a lot of people say we can't afford him. You don't know who Mickey Loomis is if you keep saying we can't afford him. Mickey Loomis can sign Jadeveon Clowney. And really, truthfully, he can give him the $15 million he wants. He'll break it into 2 years, though. He could break it in 3 years. Whatever Mickey knew. I'm just saying. He can break it in. He can give him a signing bonus. I'm telling you. Think about it like, well, Q, they ain't got the money to sign that, man. We got to cut this dude. Truthfully, and be honest with you, there's a way to do everything. There's a way. Mickey Loomis could sign Jadeveon Clowney for what he wants, and I'm not advocating this, fam. We just sharing thoughts here, right? This is the Great Sane Think Tank, so I'm just sharing your thought. But reality, y'all know that they could sign Jadeveon Clowney for what he wants. And I'm not saying that you do, because I don't believe in, like my grandfather always told me, you don't ever pay sticker price. Whatever that man wants for that car, you don't give him what he wants from that car. You give him what you want to give him for that car. And that's what I would advocate. But let's say, for the sake of this example, that the Saints give him the $15 million, right? Well, he can get the Saints can give him that money and then have it broken into various deals. Sign him to a 1-year deal and put phantom years all in the contract. Mickey Loomis is famous for that. So truth be told, they can give him the money. And that's what the reporters are saying. Okay, man, we can't afford him. You got to be able to do it. Man, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Mickey Loomis could make that deal work for the Saints. I'm telling you, he could. He could make it work. Y'all know, and I know, you don't need me to tell you Mickey Loomis could sign Jadeveon Clowney or Everson Griffin to bring on this team. The money never stopped him before. He could sign them and then backload the deal, put phantom contracts to spread out the money into the future. Y'all know this. Come on. We know this. We know. All right. Mr. Bombastic says everybody smell like, let's see, Pelican said Mr. Bombastic said everybody smell like bacon. Yep. Lane says, yep. Chris Spielman comes to mind. Yep. So Derek says, thought about Taysom can leave cost spot. All right. Yeah, 95. I don't know why they won't use Hill as a tight end. Anyway, I think you talking about Taysom Hill as a tight end or Josh Hill. Lane just says it looks more sleek but less safe. Adada says hit the like button. Thank you, family. Please hit the like button, family. Lane says Callaway isn't reliable, man. I disagree. I think Callaway he didn't get a full chance there at Tennessee. I still say that although he's undrafted rookie, but I do see him as a person that does sit well. You know, Sean loves his big wide receivers. He loves big, fast wide receivers and tough. Big, fast, and tough this kid is. You know, watching him catch the ball as a wide receiver, and I watched his footage. He had a few drops. He needs to work on his route running. But overall, I see a tough wide receiver with size, with speed, who catches contested passes. The kid has a lot of potential. Maurice Harris, however, is a guy that got some experience, some NFL years on him, who has size, who's a really good catcher of the ball, didn't have that opportunity to show what he could do. When he was in Washington, he was used mostly as a special teams kick returner. In New England, didn't get an opportunity because he was hurt. Saints might have a steal. They signed this kid early in January of this year. So Maurice Harris is interesting, man. Well, let's not sleep on him either. Tyrone Jones, who that to you? Tyrone said, I think Carr and Smith going to be out and newcomers going to be in if they get the playbook down. Thank you, Tyrone. Who that to you? Chemo says, right, Jermaine Scobie, more money. Derek says, stop at the pro shop. Check out the Coma gear. Thank you, family. Appreciate you. Just to stop, fam. Also know that, like Derek said, that the pro shop is the platforms store. We got 2 stores, actually 3 coming on soon too. But it's 2 stores. Links in the description section for merch. And all proceeds goes back into the platform. As you can see, we're doing some stuff here. Thank you. Keep going. Lane says Dak Prescott the most overrated QB in the NFL, in my opinion. A 985 Live says Mickey Mouse Loomis be working them numbers. That's right, fam. Steve says free up money for from Easton. That's true, Steve. I'm with you on that. Derek says I wish the Cowboys back the Brinks truck ups to his house and put them in cap hell. Jermaine says Mickey Mouse Loomis. He like that. Yeah, Mickey Mouse. Lane says, yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what I'm missing with Dak that everybody else is seeing. He's tough QB, pretty durable. I get that. Arm isn't anything outstanding, and his mobility isn't all that great. I'll take Matt Ryan over Dak. Not just kidding. I was about to say, really? But yeah, family, that's some of it, man. We're approaching 2 hours and 50 minutes, and I like to thank the great Saints Think Tank for joining me today on the live stream. It's been a bomb blast to talk to the great Saint Think Tank family members today on the show. Much love to you and yours today on this show. I appreciate you guys for chiming in as well on this show. And just to let the family members know that the Pro Shop, we just spoke about it. Here's an ad for the Pro Shop. We have several new shirts on. The Drew Orleans shirt, the I Forgive You Drew shirt, the Bill Drew Orleans Tough shirt, and several other shirts. There's well over 40 different items available, 40 different designs available on the Pro Shop, no doubt about it. You can go there, man, check it out. Link is in the description section below. With the promo code Stay Strong, you get a discount on your final purchase. Also have masks, man, for your safety. I know Lane advocates the use of wearing masks. There are masks that are available at the Pro Shop as well. You can check them out. Check out the links in the description section for more information. Okay, and then also, all right, well, let's run graphic. We got the Pro Media Network, Pro Radio. Pro Radio is available. Link is in the description section below. At Spreaker.com/The Sports Coma. You can listen to the audio streams of the shows, whether it's a Sports Coma, the Pelican Post Game Report, Ring King Boxer World, or Tough Tiger Talk. Is all available at Pro Radio. Spreaker.com/The Sports Coma. The link is available in the description section below. Also, become a patron of the show. Like so many of the great Saint Think Tank family members have, you can join Patreon, and you can go to patreon.com/the Pro Media Network and sign up as a patron. We have donations as low as $1 or $5 or whatever's in your heart. You can sign up and you get access to bonus material. You get access to reports before they come out. You get access to shows that don't show on the regular platform. We got hidden content, the TSC Q&A shows, which we do on a different platforms, a little bit more personable. You can actually see people. It's pretty fun. A lot of people enjoy it. By becoming a YouTube member or a Patreon member, you can have access to the show. Also on Q with Big Q, where we talk about real stuff like what we were talking about in the chat. That's covered on Q with Big Q. You have access to that if you become a Patreon member. So just keep that in mind. Patreon.com/the PRO Media Network. I'm gonna exhaust the chat, as I call it, which means I go through and comment on the rest of the comments in the chat before we leave. Heavy C says Loomis is gonna have the IRS on his butt. Chemo says, who is your sleeper saint to break out this year? Who's the sleeper saint to break out? Good question, Chemo. Man, there's several of them, man, and I'm expecting to break out. I'm expecting Alex Anzalone. He's at the top of my list. To have a breakout season, I think he'll do it. Not the fact that he's approaching what could be his final year here, but I'm looking for him to have a solid breakout thing. A lot of people are not talking about him. A lot of people mention Marcus Davenport. I see Alex Anzalone is going to have a breakout year for the team. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is going to step up major league form in the defense as well. I like him to have a breakout year as well. And of course, let's see. Now, I don't know if I'll mention Ty Montgomery as a breakout candidate, but I think he'll do a lot of stuff to help the Saints offense and special teams go along. So that's three players right there. Thank you, Kimo. Appreciate you. Jermaine says the Cowgirls trying to keep up that name that was given to them, America's team, but haven't found a good season since '94. It's a lot of pressure being America's team, man. And they have to start winning, it becoming a laughing stock. And the Cowboys, man, they got it tough out there. Pelicans Nola, everybody stay safe out there. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th to you, Pelicans Nola. You be safe as well, family. Ramses Q, have a great weekend. You too, family. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. Please hit the like button. Y'all be safe out there. Finish eating that good food. Finish drinking that good drink. Be safe. Don't, get out there on the road after you drink. Y'all be careful. It's a lot of people will be out there traveling. Y'all make sure y'all keep your heads on the swivel. Be careful. Be patient out there as well. Thank y'all. Most High bless all of y'all. And I shall see you another time. Remember tomorrow, just to let you know, some programming notes, family, before I let y'all go. Number one, please support the live stream. Share the link in the description. The live stream is ongoing right now. We changed the lookup of the live stream. It's a lot more interactive. So it's a lot of content there. Please feel free to share that link around on your social media, this link and other link to the 24-hour live stream. The 24-hour NOLA Saints live stream, there is nothing like it. It's never been thought of nothing like that before. 24 hours of straight up NFL Saint talk, 24 hours. That means it don't matter what time of the day it is. You can turn the channel on and hear some 24-hour Saint talk. So, please check out the channel, support the channel, share the link on the channel as we move forward. So it's a big thing. Also tomorrow as well, please understand and know that the Madden simulation, the Saints, the TSC Madden simulation is tomorrow, 12 o'clock Central Time. 12 o'clock Central Time. Thank you, Donovan. Appreciate you in your super chat, family. Happy 4th to you, my friend. Thank you for your super chat. And just to let the family members know that tomorrow the Madden simulation will be for 12 o'clock noon. The matchup will pit the Saints. The Saints are currently 5-1. The Saints are 5-1 virtually. They beat the crap out of the Carolina Panthers last week. If you missed that game, you can feel free to go back and look it up and watch it again. The Saints hammered the Carolina Panthers, got 4 interceptions off of Teddy Bridgewater. I think they returned, Malcolm Jenkins returned one for 103 yards in the simulation. So in fantasy, the Saints are 5-1 in regular, and these updated rosters with everybody on them and everything been done. 5-1 your Saints are in virtual world play. The next opponent is they go to Chicago to take on the Bears. It'll be 12 o'clock Central Time on this channel. So thank all y'all for joining. Just to let you know, who that to you, Verlin. Thank you for joining us, family. This is cool. When you chime in on the anthem thing, I will too. Okay, I got you, fam. Yeah. Anthem thing, I will too. Okay, I got you, fam. Thank you for that. But yeah, that's as well. So feel free to, like I said, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe. Check out the TSC Madden simulation and support the 24-hour Saints live stream channel, man. Share it with your family and friends. 24 hours talk. We had it reworked and done so you can check out the channel. It's interactive. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's really busy, and that's just what it is, man. It's we doing good things and big things, man. Check out the merch in the description section below. If you need a mask, family, if you need a mask, check out. We got great Saint Think Tank masks. They look really nice. We have also the Underdog Florida Leaf mask. We have the Drew Orleans mask. That's the first 3 masks that we release, and we're doing another 3 masks in the next several days or so. I think by next week we'll probably have another 2 or 3 of them for the mask collection as well. And, just check them out. Merch in the description section below. I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the live stream. The Saints versus Bears live stream is the virtual Saints go to Soldier Field to take on the Bears, baby. Your boy going to be there live. In fact, I hope to see y'all on there too. Jonathan, who that to you? I see your family. Big ups to you. Much love to my family. Appreciate y'all. Who that to you? And I'm out.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is Saints Super Bowl.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.